Well, I am an admirer of Elisa's. Elisa has even worked for me, and the fact is that she is talented.
What's it called? Kermit and Friends?
Kermit and Friends.
Kermit. But
If Kermit.
you're saying
like
not
the
to
frog?
do...
Yeah,
Wait.
I actually have watched a few hours of Kermit and Friends.
How many hours have you watched, Natalie?
Oh, no. Probably indulged in 8 hours.
Holy.
My wife and I watched Benji's ex-girlfriends or whatever's going on. We watched this crazy podcast, and I have to say, this is one of the, probably in the top 5 things I think about right now.
She has a podcast, but she gets to come on the radio. It is craziness upon craziness.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kermit and Friends. I'm Elisa. This is Fozzie, and Kermit is watching from heaven. Attention, this is for the ladies of the Kermitarian Church. Are you sick of dating wealthy guys that pay for everything? Are you tired of sitting in a flashy sports car that's so low to the ground you're basically sitting on the street? Do you want to really lower your credit score in a very impactful way? Find a guy who doesn't have electricity, a car, any clean clothes at all, and only eats stolen Fritos from the gas station. You want to meet new people? No problem at all. Drug dealers and criminals are always around. Haven't been to jail yet? Oh, you will shortly, because your scary boyfriend invites a gang to dinner and they're all shaking from drugs. Forget about going to the gym. You'll be running from the cops. You don't need Botox anymore because your face always looks like this. I have so much experience with having a scary boyfriend that I wrote a poem about it. My scary boyfriend, he's witty and smart. He loves me so much, he has a big heart. The people that he's around, they don't have a lot of money. They don't go outside when it is sunny. My scary boyfriend's apartment is full of white dust. I said, you have to get a cleaning lady. To date me, you must. The cleaning person I hired walked in and out. She said, what is all this snow and white dust all about? My scary boyfriend steals knives from all over town. I said, Andy, please, I beg you, put those knives down. Why steal, Andy, please? You don't need those 3 skis. It's not even winter and it's 100 degrees. But alas, I love him. He seems to love me. I ask him every day if marrying him is okay. And he says yes. Right after he gets divorced, he promises that will happen. I believe him, of course. If you want to help Kermit and Friends, subscribe to Elisa Jordana on YouTube and email me for additional support. I am elisajordana@gmail.com. We love comments in the chats, so you can comment here in our chat. We love when you make screenshots and clips. We like press of any kind. Even negative press is fine with us. Okay, it's fine with us. Let me just get really quickly. This guy's in a rush here. Ham hands Bill here. Ham hands Bill. He doesn't have much time. He's a very important guy. Welcome to Kermit Friends. Ham hands Bill.
Hey, what's up, Elisa? How you been? All right?
I've been okay. Not the best ever, not the worst. What about you, Bill? What's going on in your life?
Pretty good. As you know, I've been vaccinated fully, so I'm
Good.
immune. Just waiting for the good times at the beach.
Right?
I maybe party later this year. And I have a couple of suggestions that I make to you,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to do with going out and having fun. And since you mentioned the fact that you are planning on doing a party during
Fozzie, no. Sorry.
since you're planning doing a party at the summer, I suggested that how about picking a day at the beach where already there is scheduled music. Let's say they have a live concert, live music, or maybe music through speakers on a nice day. And that's already scheduled from the beginning of the summer. So how about if you pick the day you want to do a party, whatever the party is, engagement, celebration, birthday, or just to celebrate, the beginning of the summer again. I schedule a party at the beach. That way you don't have to pay for rent a place. The music is there. The people come in. They don't have to pay anything. People just buy their own food and everybody has fun. Maybe a beach chair. You could even bring your laptop or maybe with the phone recording. So that's suggestion number one. What do you think about that suggestion?
Well, I love that, Bill. I really love that. I love the idea of having a party on the beach. First of all, a beach is free to have a party. You don't have to pay anything. And recently, I've had a lot of financial difficulties with my fiance because I've been paying for every meal, every drink he orders, every experience we have is on my dime. And it's getting to be extremely expensive. I calculated it, and it's just not good at all. So anything free, I appreciate, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, you have to put your foot down, and Andy has to pay. Before he met you, he was eating, he was doing his thing. Doesn't mean you have to pay every time. You know what I mean? Do your thing, let him do his thing, and once in a while get together. You know. So anyway, suggestion number two, your original Kermit and Friend show used to be at night. So another suggestion is maybe once in a while, or maybe switching around, do a night show. With, in LA where you are, it will still be early and sunny. Let's say maybe 6 p.m. your time. That's 9 p.m. here, or 7 p.m. your time, 10 p.m. here.
Right.
That way, if it's on a Sunday, everybody already came back from the beach. They're ready to relax after a shower, eating. You get more people, after they enjoy, the Sunday, whatever they go out to do. What do you think about that?
I like that idea. I'm always open to suggestions, especially from Bill here. I admire you so much. Bill, I don't know if you're ignoring this on purpose or not, but we have a gorgeous new guest here. I just wanted to bring her up quickly. Joni, you're echoing a little bit, so just turn your monitor or your YouTube down. When you're on the show, make sure your YouTube isn't up because there's an echo. But this is Joni Bolton. And, we have some women on the show. I don't see Sugar here yet. I don't see Sugar's camera enabled yet. But this is Joni, a new woman to the show. Joni, you look gorgeous. Joni, you look absolutely gorgeous. Can you just bring us through, how you got this look today?
Well, a lot of searching for things to wear fill this big old torso that I have, and my daughter helps me with my makeup. So the things that I wanted
your
to
volume
have,
is down.
This color. Huh?
Your volume is down.
My body what?
your volume.
I turned him up. It's okay. I got him. Okay, so Joni. Okay, so you were originally John Bolton. You're now Joni Bolton. Tell us what inspired you to make that change.
Not permanently. This is just for, being on the air. I'm not living this lifestyle. People are thinking that I am, but I'm not. I decided to do this for an April Fool's thing, and people said, you pull it off. Why don't you make a bit out of it? So I have. And here it is. It's just me. Anything on the camera, everything looks crooked. It's not easy. I tell you what, I have a new respect for you women, what you have to go through to do this kind of stuff. This is not an easy task to accomplish, especially when you want to build off of this, what I've chosen for my this big rack that I'm carrying here.
Yeah, well, you look great. Bill, can you just rate Joni from 1 to 10 solely on looks?
Well, I guess, the hat looks cool, good outfit, and I guess looking good. Are you going on a date later on?
No, this is just at home. I'm not going out in public like this. And it's only for the shows, like coming on for Elisa, or if I decide to do something on my podcast that I do on younow.com.
On your personal life, do you once in a while dress up like this, or just today?
Just for camera, just for the show. I don't live like this. No,
yeah.
I'm all man, buddy.
Yeah, looking good. And yeah, a lot of guys have fun, dressing up, and that's something good to add to your personal, fun or whatever.
So the thing I like about this the most, Joni, you're still echoing. Fix that. The thing I like about this the most is that Joni felt comfortable enough to be himself here. Okay. And I want to tell everybody here today, like we have a very big guest today, author Aaron Ozzie. He's coming up next. And, I just want to tell him and everybody else here, feel free to be yourself. There is no judgment here. And like Ham Hands and everybody else, just when you come on Kermit and Friends, Joni, fix your audio. It's really bad. When you come on Kermit and Friends, this is a safe place. Okay. This is a safe place. So I just want everybody to know that. And I want you to feel happy being here. And Ham Hands, do you have any advice for people that are coming on here for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, just come prepare with a question, come prepare with a comment. Watch a couple of Criminal Friends show before you come live to the show. Check out a couple of Criminal Friends videos so you know what the show is about, and come ready with a question or a comment or a song or something to show Elisa and get in touch with her.
Exactly. Okay, Bill, thank you so much. Love you, Bill. Okay, so now I have Charmin and Dr. Roy, former guests and reoccurring characters of Kermit and Friends, together in Miami.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hi. Wow. Thank you for having us. I'm so happy. Okay, so you guys are in Miami on vacation, having fun. Tell us about your trip so far.
It's been really exciting. Roy is down here looking for places to have his conference about dating through trauma. And he asked me to come participate. And I'm really excited to be here. I think this is going to be really big for everyone.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had, business to do down here. I actually went to a college to get a future conference.
No.
I also, we did some filming here for the conference as well.
For commercials.
Yes,
it's purely professional in our capacity here.
Wow, that is so cool. Okay, so this is something I also suggest to people of the Kermitarian Church. Reach out to others, because look at this. Look what's happening here. Charmin and Dr. Roy are hanging out, having a great time in Miami, where we should all be right now.
Yes.
And they went to happy hour. They went to the beach. They sent me
Mm-hmm.
tons of pictures that were amazing. Yeah. And it just warms my heart so much. And I want, next time you go on that trip, I want 20 more Kermitarians with you.
Oh, we definitely need a Kermitarian party. We are looking forward to something where we all get together and have some drinks and really bond.
Yeah. And Alyssa, I want to do, after the conference, I want everyone to take a trip together And that creates an authentic community. And it's
Yes.
so everyone on the show, once a year, we can meet somewhere, whether it be Miami, whether it be Cancun, whether it be somewhere, Chicago, I don't know, wherever. LA, I don't know.
Love that.
I'm pretty sure we're coming to LA for a wedding on the beach.
Yes. So I invited everybody to in June to my birthday party, and I was thinking I was going to have a wedding, but after yesterday, I'm not sure I'm going to have this wedding anymore, you guys. It was really bad yesterday. It was it was a very
Did
bad.
my buddy Andy upset you?
Yes, he did. He did upset me. We went to the Grove.
Oh, yes. I know all about the Grove.
Yeah. We went to the Grove, White Kanye the Great, and it was horrible, actually. He invited his ex-boyfriend, who he's still in love with.
Of course, I know.
You know? How do you know that?
Well, a lot of people, they think they know Andy from the tabloids and all this, but I actually have hung out with Andy a couple of times, and it was a crazy experience as I was hanging out with him at his house, right? And we're chilling, and he's spitting on the floor at his neighbors, and his neighbors try and fight him. Now I'm in my mask, of course. I'm just sitting there quietly, and I say, Andy, let's blow this popsicle stand, right? And he's at his own house, and he says, you know what? Yeah. So we go back to my place to do some drugs. But everybody says, hey, White Kanye, you can't be taking Andy Dick to your fucking house by yourself. So they send the jeweler with me. And then he fights the jeweler in my house, and now I have scratched floors in my fucking apartment while I was reading a comic book, and they were doing drugs, and they fought. But the jeweler was there to protect us. And we get out of my Tesla, and the fucking valet sees a dude in a mask, Andy Dick, and some black dude with a gun. Listen, it was a fine night. But yes, Andy is a very wild man, as a lot of men are. But yeah, I do apologize because he is a dick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything really that good to say right now about him. I wish I did. Yeah. I loved him a week ago. I really did. But after yesterday, he really embarrassed me. He called me a dumb, fat whore, screaming it in the farmer's market.
I already know this because he does the same thing. I don't know. I'm not trying to throw my buddy under the bus. All right. But I could definitely see that happening. In fact, I've seen it happen firsthand.
Well, you're a great guy. I want to keep you here. Just stick around. We have a very interesting first guest. I'm looking for Sugar right now, my co-host. She is not here for some reason. Okay. So yeah, she's awesome. Okay, so my first guest today is a very nice guy. He seems so nice. And his name is Aaron Ozzie. Okay. He's a celebrity author of the best-selling children's book, Regulus. And I have that book right here. Okay. He's the revered director of the Regulus movie. He's received an eight-figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that how much is that? Okay, an 8-figure acquisition offer from the private investment group for the literary empire constructed around his infamous Rat King character. And the Rat King character is named Regulus, and this is that character. And then we're going to talk to Aaron Ozzie.
Found in a hole, an old rat you should know, Regulus, king of the mice. He hoards all the cheese that only he eats. Regulus king, he ain't nice. His kingdom murmurs, and their stomachs groan. He rules with ease and is always kept full. He won't share a nibble, morsel he won't. Regulus regret is all that he'll know.
Welcome to the show, Aaron.
Hi, thank you for having me, Elisa.
So happy you're here. Big fan. I love your style. Okay. Your yellow suit, your cheese ties. And I know, in your book, Regulus portrays some bullying and has very anti-bullying messages in it. Okay.
Yes.
So a couple of the fans were asking me, were you bullied as a kid? Is that what inspired you to write this book?
Yeah, unfortunately, I have not had the best of luck growing up, in a reasonable environment, especially in school, just because I've always been a bit different because of my interests and, having become the air nosy that everyone knows today. There's obviously, a lot of work that was taken into account to get to this point, but also a lot of tragedy that I had to face. My parents have been, my mom had divorced when I was very young, been married several times, constantly changing households, so my home life wasn't the best. And, so having to kind of, fear whoever she was with at the time, was a big aspect of my childhood. But also on the school front, I knew what I wanted to be from a very young age. There was something about having my words imprint and sharing that with people around the world. And, just knowing that really drove me to this point where I eventually started publishing books. When I published my first book when I was 15 in high school, called Celestial Inferno, Poems of Another Realm. And originally I wanted to go after the poetry genre and really try to make my name, but that kind of over the years transitioned into children's books, and that's really what came up with my my masterpiece, which is Regulus. And I say that now, but who knows what the future holds at this point, especially after all the doors that Regulus has opened. But in early high school, I was really pushed around by other students who really didn't understand what I was trying to do, and really didn't care that I was in the process of writing a book, and they didn't know what that meant or the significance of that in your life. And so unfortunately, at the time, cyberbullying and, other types of bullying, they weren't tolerated, but they weren't at the height of awareness that they are today. And so I eventually started to self-inflict, I hate to say it, and, really started having suicidal thoughts. And so I was committed to a facility for about 2 weeks to be evaluated and really assess my life. And, coming out of there, I saw all these other children who had such horrible backstories. And I looked at myself and I said, I have nothing to complain about here. I'm like, mine is really, family and friend drama. I'm not, psychologically ill, there's nothing really going on with me to that degree, so I need to change myself around and really push forward in the best way possible. And so that's when I decided to publish my first book. And so there's a lot about Regulus as a story that roots back to my early beginnings, as a kid, and really trying to become this star author that many people know today. And, like I said, it wasn't easy getting to where I'm at right now. And many people who know me personally know that. And I speak about that quite frequently because, children should not be, prevented by their troubled home life or conflict at school to really succeed and become who they want to become. So, and there's a lot of important lessons in Regulus as a book, that obviously translated into the movie, the trailer that you just showed everyone, that are important for children to learn early on, so that these problems that I faced growing up do not continue, and that, aggression or this, unnecessary anger coming from these other kids, projected onto people who are just trying, or other kids who are trying to make something of themselves, so that doesn't happen.
So is there a way to prevent that though, Aaron? Because it happened when I was in school, it happened when you were in school. Everyone has experienced this, and it is so horrible. I remember just thinking that was my whole world. You don't see the world beyond what's happening to you. When you're just a kid growing up and everyone's mean to you, you feel like there's something wrong with you. And it takes a lot of learning and growing up to figure out there's so much more to the world than just this group of people.
Right. And, unfortunately in, the high school environment, the college environment, it's really, even at that age, it's still tough to push all that negativity aside being emitted by these other students, because I think a lot of the aggression that I confronted was from students who were intimidated by what I was doing, didn't really know what they wanted to do when they grew older, and saw what I was doing as an oddity, but at the same time, something to make fun of, and now look who's laughing, and I hate to say it like that, but, it's true, and, you see most of the students that I went to school with, and they're not really doing anything with their lives, and, they've, didn't pursue their dreams or didn't really put themselves on the line like I did at a young age. And not to say that there's not any opportunity or more time for them to do so, but, at least now being, as young as I am, I feel very fortunate to achieve or to have achieved what I have, not just with my entire body of work, but Regulus in particular, because and I know what you're getting at, Elisa, it's really tough to try to, prevent that behavior, but it's not just the responsibility of, us as individuals or us as students, like when we're growing up at that age, but it's also the responsibility as, these educators who are overseeing these students to take more consideration of what's going on in the classroom and identify problems that could be going on, not just in the classroom, but taking even a personal interest in what's going on in their home life. So I think that all of that, collectively is very important. So
I never really had a teacher reach out to me to see how I was doing. I wonder if they just don't do that.
So, this is what I tell people all the time coming out of high school. There was two main things that I appreciated. One was the accessibility to technology. But it was also the guidance being given to me by my educators. And it wasn't really in a classroom sense, like, oh, I'm having trouble on this essay, or I don't understand this mathematical problem. It was really me staying after class and speaking to the teachers about their personal experiences, their private experiences, trying to learn from them so I could better equip myself, to face the real world.
Well, even in the real world, though, Aaron, there still is bullying. I mean, I was bullied yesterday at the Grove. If you heard earlier, I was called a dumb bitch whore by my fiance and his boyfriend. And I was getting really upset by it. I got this feeling inside that I remembered from when I was a kid, having that same feeling. And I thought to myself, what should I do right now? What should I do? And I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to walk away. I'm not going to insult them back, right? Because then that makes me on their level. It doesn't make me a better person if I just throw back insults at them. So I just got up and I walked away and I said, I'm going to do something very positive right now. Because I think bullying doesn't end at adulthood. Like Joni here has received a lot of bullying in the last 48 hours. Is that right, Joni? Can't hear you, Joni. Oh, there you go. You're muted, Joni.
I've been getting a lot of bullying for the last couple of weeks ever since talking about doing this, because, I've got people saying, are you going to have implants put in? Are you going to take hormones? Are you going to leave your house dressed like this? No, this is all, just for the camera. I mean, I don't live my life like this, but if I chose to, that would be none of their business anyways, They shouldn't discriminate no matter who or what you are. I'm just going for I'm just having fun with it. Isn't it called thespianism when you're an actor? This is a bit, this is a part, this is not me. I'm 61 years old, I'm 6'3", and I don't want to be a woman in real life. If I was going to do that, I sure as hell would have done it. I'm not, Bruce Jenner, shall we say.
1 second, I'm just getting a call. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hey, Elisa, it's a Hammerhead's Bill.
Hey.
I do have a suggestion.
Okay.
And the suggestion is, I want to ask Aaron and the other girl, if they ever thought about taking a couple of self-defense classes.
Self-defense classes?
At least enough to learn basic of self-defense. When I was growing up, I took some classes. I took a karate for a year or two, and I was able to defend myself when I needed it.
That's a good call. Thanks, Ham Hands. Okay, so Ham Hands is asking, I think, Aaron and Joni if they took self-defense.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. That's all right, my friend. I know how to handle myself if somebody decides they're going to try to attack at me. I'm like I said, I'm 6'3", man. I've been in a couple of scuffs or two, but no, I never took basic self-defense. It's just I learned it from the street, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I to comment on that question from Ham Hands, I believe it or not, when I was younger, I had activity-induced asthma. It was very bad for me. And around third grade, my mom found a local Taekwondo dojo that I could join in order to control my balance and also to better my breathing and to really get me on this healthier track. And it was something that I loved so much that I stuck with it for about 10 years and achieved my second degree black belt from the World Taekwondo Federation in South Korea. And since I've gone through those experiences and, my master, Alfonso Kahar over here in Illinois, he's fifth or sixth degree black belt at this point, and him and I recently just connected, and it was really inspiring to not only understand how he and everyone else in the dojo helped me to better protect myself from attackers, or really just to have a different mindset, but it was nice for him as once my instructor to come to me as a student and say, now I am impressed, or now I am willing to learn from you because of what you have been able to achieve with your work being an author. And, that was very special for me. So, and, I think a lot of that is just important. You need to have, the skill set to defend yourself, but at the same time, to defend yourself intellectually as well. So.
Okay. So, for the last week, I've also been having a problem with this guy named Bob here. Bob, I don't want to call him like a bully, but he has been saying a lot of mean things about me. And I was thinking maybe you could help us. Here's one of the things. Let's see if I have a clip of this. So then maybe you can just give me some advice. Let's see. Okay. It's called FU Kermitarian Show. Let me find that clip for you. Here it is. Okay.
Y'all thought I was going to do your after show every fucking week? Man, slave for your ass for free? For nothing? No. I'll tell you what I will do. Every Monday at 6 p.m., I'm going to do the Fuck You Kermitarian Show. I don't know if that's what I'm going to name it, but something along those lines. Fuck You Kermitarian Show.
So, okay, so that was Bob here. Bob, do you still feel that way? Are you going to do a Fuck You Kermitarian Show after you were Kermitarian of the Week last week? Bob? Can't hear you, Bob. Oh my God. This guy's unbelievable. But anyway, so I have this guy.
He looked like he was trying to pretend like he was crying.
Yeah, no, he's not crying. He's been mean all week. I can give you another.
I saw.
Yeah, you saw, right? So he's been going on and on and on. After he was Kermitarian of the Week, then he did this.
My stomach's still not right. Gotta tell you, still not right. I'm hoping that sandwich I ate is gonna stay there. Well, maybe not. Hold on.
I didn't see this one. What the
So Bob was supposed to be in charge of our one of our wrap-up shows here, but he was just throwing up the whole time. So, it's hard sometimes to find the right people to work with. Do you work alone, Aaron? Do you like to work alone?
I'll say this, I like to work alone when it comes to, the raw exertion of my creativity and really just trying to, put what I am thinking into words, trying to string everything together. But at the same time, when it comes to, focusing on bigger projects, something that I know personally is beyond myself as an individual, I love working with others. So it's kind of a dual-edged sword, if you will.
Right, right. Yeah, it's because you want people to work with. Like for this show, I like to have a lot of people involved. But sometimes, the more people, people are throwing up, they're making a huge mess of things. But let's take more questions for you. Let's bring up Lori Bolton. Lori Bolton, you're on with author Aaron Ozzie.
Hi, Lori.
Hello. How do you get over writer's block?
Oh, I get that question a lot.
I've been on writer's block since high school. I have like 3 novels that I started writing in high school, and I just have not been able to pick up.
So I've been asked this question many times. One thing that really helps me, and it's a very kind of simple answer, is I feel like if I've written too much, I need to completely disconnect. And if that means me going to the movie theater, and watching a flick, or going to the nature preserve and, taking a walk, or completely, uprooting my environment and going to spend time with friends or family, because somehow in some way those interactions spark further creativity and allow me to really think about the alternative, a way around that metaphorical wall that you have to get past in order to achieve that end vision. So, that's something I'll simply put to you. But, in another way, I think it's also to focus on the part in which, or your story, or wherever you may be at in terms of creating a new project, trying to focus on that point and try different scenarios, create different variations of it. And in this mixture of ideas, you're going to be able to pull something together that is going to overcome that roadblock for you. So, but there's no right or wrong way to get over writer's block. It's really up to the preference of the writer. But at least for me personally, I feel like that has been, successful for the years. So.
Awesome. And how did you get your film was animated and then it got made into a movie? How do you do that? How do you get that to happen?
Yeah. So I got to say this, it's one of the greatest joys or one of the greatest achievements that an author can have is to actually see their work come to life on the big screen. And originally it was playing around about maybe making it into a short animated series or a TV show, something of that nature. But then really after I connected with a company called Tailflick, it's now an open marketplace for authors to list their books to be optioned as film projects to studios out in California or other parts of the world. And so that was really what kind of got my gears rolling about turning or seeing Regulus become a movie. And one day I got contacted by my publisher, my agent, and they said, okay, well, very good news. Turns out that there's this studio out in California called Bizarro Studio that has very small niche productions, that focuses primarily on animation. And so they want to speak with you about possibly acquiring the rights. So originally when I met with them, they had pitched to me a very generic sounding version of my story. I called it, I think at the time it was like a horrid version of Peppa Pig or something. And, I was just kind of using an example and I was like, that's not how I want to have it done. I'm like, this is something that I worked for 3 years to create. I'm like, I don't want to have it misportrayed in this light. And so I actually pitched to them my version of how I wanted to see things done, because I've always been a big fan of Tim Burton's work and stop motion. And so they liked my version so much that they actually considered bringing me on as the director and executive producer of the movie. And, because I had prior film experience, in a variety of projects and, really thought that it was time to make that leap and become a director. And they said, who else better to direct this movie than the creator himself? And so that's how really that came to be. But over the course of I'd say about a year, they worked with an animation studio down in Colombia. So it was I called it the production triangle for a while. And it was me here in Chicago, kind of directing things remotely, me working with the studio out in California, and then this team of 30 down in Colombia piecing this all together over the course of a year. And I actually did fly down there once to oversee various stages of production. And towards the end, just imagine walking into a giant warehouse almost, and everyone in there is just running around and taking pictures of every single scene out of this movie and piecing it together. And there's editing going on, and it's just like magic is in the air. And, I just thought to myself, seeing that, wow, this is all happening because of me. And so we had plans to debut this in theaters and, really go hard after, the premiere. And unfortunately, COVID hit. So what happened is that I decided to enter negotiations with Amazon in order to release it exclusively on their platform. And, it just so happened that when it was actually released on the platform, that was within the first 2 weeks of March 2020, when people sat at home and, where everything was being shut down. So it was actually perfect timing. So, and since that, it's attracted attention from hundreds of different celebrities across many different industries. And it's really been that thing that has established me, as this celebrity author now type, as you put it. So
awesome. Okay, T-Bob is back. T-Bob, question for Aaron.
Yeah, I noticed on your website that you support Black Lives Matter. So are you basically a super left-winger?
No. I really, at the time when the whole George Floyd incident happened, I wanted to find a way to support the community in general and really get behind a cause that, was taking the world by storm. And at the time it really did. And I felt like it was my obligation to act and to support what was going on in some way, shape, or form, because what happened was truly horrible. And I really felt bad, about what had gone down. And so I attended some of the protests really just as a witness to see what was going on. And I made the vow for my next book, which is the prequel to Regulus, to dedicate that to George Floyd and his family, is just a tribute, because everyone was doing something to help out. And I feel like I was just sitting around and I wasn't doing anything, because charity's always been a very big element of who I am as a person. And I just wanted to, step forward and, be a part of this, in some way, shape, or form. So in a positive way.
Well, you should consider the fact that Black Lives Matter is 100% owned by Act Blue. And Act Blue only donates to the top white Democrats.
Okay.
Ultimately, it's owned by MasterCard if you follow the money trail, who donates to who and all that. I don't want to go through all that on here right now, but
sure. So I'm not really I'm not really trying to go after the organization as a whole, but it was more or less for what happened to George Floyd was wrong, and trying to be a part of that conversation in a way that was helpful. And I hope that my pledge to donate a portion of the proceeds of that prequel to him and his family actually, is able to come to fruition in the next year or so here. So
you're not really like your cartoon character where you just are a person without a heart, keeping all the cheese for himself.
No, I'm not. So in the book, necessarily, the rat Regulus resembles the dark past, that the darkness that I've experienced growing up as a child and going through these, different experiences with my parents or friends, and, my struggle to get to where I'm at today. But, and even back then, growing up, there was a bit of selfishness that I had in me, and, I wanted to just do things for myself. But as I started to mature and get older, I knew that wasn't me anymore. So those three mice that steal the cheese from Regulus in the story is that turning point in my life where I started to realize that I need to be more communal. I need to be more serious about, my family, my friends, people who I love, because, tomorrow is a promise to no one, right? And so we have to experience every moment that we have available to us. And so that's why at the end of the story, there's this, equalizing of these emotions. And it's really Regulus rebonding with these three other characters after really understanding his faults, and where he went wrong. And I think a lot of that just resonates with the course of life. You know, we sometimes, I mean, even right now, we can be different people 10 years from now. We don't know. And, you know, but it's up to us to kind of try to navigate that path as best we can. So.
Well, I just got one other question for you today. You sound like you're a very intelligent guy, and I appreciate you taking the time to answer all of our questions.
Thank you.
But my other question is, how do you feel about God? And can we look forward to seeing a cartoon with this new cartoon character that you've created in an appearance, like basically talking to God in some way or some interacting?
I would not be opposed to it. I was raised in a very religious household, raised very traditionally. I went to Catholic school for a great number of years, and have always, you know, attended church, and, you know, have been very close with God. You know, not just on my own terms, but with my family. So, but I feel like maybe down the road there might be an opportunity for something like that. You know, it's hard to say at this point, but maybe.
What's up, Bob? Bob, do you think Johnny Bolton looks pretty good today?
I think he did a really good job. Yeah. I think he could pass as a drag queen.
Take off the glasses. It looks a little bit different, doesn't it?
Rob DeHaven challenge him in this contest right here.
I'm surprised, Bob. You surprised me. I put in a comment. Says, here comes the butthole question."
Kermit and friends. Kermit and friends. Hold on, Bob. Kermit and friends. How can I help you?
This is Eric. I was wondering if you could send me the link.
I did. I texted you the link, Eric.
Oh, you did. And I also wanted to ask Aaron. I'm an author. I've been writing books now for 10 years, and I'm kind of embarrassed to even share my work with other people.
You're embarrassed to share your work? Your work is so amazing, Eric. Why would you be embarrassed to share this?
Well, there's typos. You go back and, they can always be edited better if you want to.
All right, Eric, I can't hear you. Just come on the show. I can't hear you. You sound horrible. You're unclear. Okay, so what if you're embarrassed? Then I don't think if somebody writes something that they're embarrassed of, that they should edit that, right, Aaron? That's what I don't think that's good.
You know, I'm glad this has been brought up, because out of the many speaking engagements that I've had at colleges, high schools, daycares, just any really educational establishment, I speak about my experiences, my journey getting to this point that I have. And after these talks that I have, there's so many people who will come up to me and say, I just wrote this book, but I'm so afraid to get it out there, or I'm too nervous to hear what people have to say. And, I don't really understand the process. And it's all these excuses necessarily, but a lot of it is related to them not willing to take that leap of faith forward and just put themselves out there. Because I'll say this, there is no good time to put yourself out there. You just have to do it and see what happens and navigate that, or, ride that wave as it comes, So I don't think that anyone should be afraid about expressing themselves in any way, shape, or form. They should just do it to do it, because, we only live once, or at least we think so. And we have to really cherish the time that we have. And in the 25 years that I've been on this planet, I've really come to realize that. And I'm happy to share that message with people all over the world every single day, just through my fans, and really just trying to make sure that people understand that it's okay to be creative. It's okay to put yourself on the line, because that's how it happens. You just have to do it. You have to make that leap. So.
And you know what? It is a leap. I think about Kermit and Friends. I love doing it, but it's like a torn, part bad relationship, part good relationship, doing Kermit and Friends. Sometimes I feel like I have so much joy about it. It makes me laugh. And then sometimes it feels heavy. Do you ever feel like that, Ben?
Yes, all the time.
Really?
It's very heavy all the time here.
Yeah. So when you have the Drunken Peasants podcast, does it ever feel like a love-hate relationship? Do you feel like sometimes you just want to say, forget this whole thing?
Oh yeah, all the time, constantly. It never stops. But you just push through it, because the little nuggets of good times you have far outweigh the constant barrage of craziness that's always going on.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll look at my Discord server and I'll see something so shocking, like Johnny, like transitioning to be a woman. Like I was so shocked by that. I couldn't believe it. And the fact that he wanted to share that with us, that makes my life, that makes my life like worth living, is that I can facilitate something like that. And that's where it pays off. Or, when Trumpster Bob pukes on camera, I mean, I could die after that very happy.
Yeah. It's the Keystones. I don't think he'd puke as easily if he switched to a more higher quality beverage. I don't know.
Oh, really? You think he just drinks too cheaply?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the all day drinking. That's the problem. Yeah. He needs to pick a time of day. He should either start early and end early, or start late and end, sometime before he reaches the 20 beer count. Maybe. I don't know.
So something I noticed about your Drunken Peasant show is that you guys review clips, and I actually have a really funny clip to review. So I would ask for your help. Is that okay?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay, so I have a clip of Kermit and Friends regular Eric Rigg, an example of one of the emails that he sends me. He sends me so many emails. It's unbelievable, and here is one of them.
Boy, she's a nilf, 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 boy, she's a nilf.
I get excited by all the money in the club. I get excited by the boys showing me all the love. I get invited to the parties thrown around the world. I guess that I'm just a lucky little party girl.
I heard about you, girl, you're into that new freaky shit.
I like to rock you, boy, and you don't know the half of it.
So now it's on, and I got you in my bed.
I'll give you a night you won't forget. Maniac, maniac, oh boy.
I gotta do things she's never done before.
I'm an nymphomaniac, maniac, oh boy.
I gotta do things she's never done before.
I know you think that I'm just screwing and boozing. I know you think that I'm just losing. My last man got me thinking crazy incidents all night, S&M with certain emphasis.
That's what I'm talking about, girl, obey me.
But every boy wants to lay me and play me.
What you did in your past doesn't faze me.
And then one day she can see this and she can go, oh, love, And I'd say, yeah, it's like, look at all the light in my life. She loved that light. Oh, no, darkness instead. And you see, when I read books, I go, oh, no, for sure, there's a lot of darkness in there.
Wait, what, Eric? Eric, I'm playing your video right now.
Yeah, I don't want you playing that for people like that.
What do you mean? You love that video. You sent it to Kermit and Friends. You sent it to the Kermit and Friends email.
No, I said that to you in private.
Eric.
I don't, like, what if later I do become an author and then people play that and they try to tear me down?
No, you'll be the most famous author in the world with a video like that.
For little children? Like for 12 years?
You want to be a children's book author?
Yeah, it's like, I got a whole kids series.
You have a whole kids series? They won't see that. Don't worry about it, Eric. Eric, your videos are amazing. I have enough footage to play for the rest of my life. So, what?
That kind of thing is extremely embarrassing.
It's embarrassing? No, you're beautiful. And just come on the show, Eric. You have a lot to say, I think.
And it takes my heart. And I mean, I don't. It's very difficult to say this, but I did not approve of you doing that. And,
Eric, we had a long conversation about this. Come on the show and we're going to talk, okay?
No. I don't like that.
You don't like that? Okay. All right. You know what, Eric? I think this guy, Eric, is a problem. He's sending me videos, nude videos of him sticking pens up his butt every week. I mean, pens in different objects. Do you get email like that, the Drunken Peasants?
I have at some points in the past. I wasn't sure what he was doing because there was the whole censored bar. I thought he was just showing off his socks.
No, it
But-
was a pen. It was a pen. See, so we have this butthole challenge. You're familiar with it. It's from Trumpster Bob. And I was so excited because finally we have a butthole for Trumpster Bob to inspect. So I was really excited about that. Right, Bob? Yes, Bob knows. So we have this butthole challenge.
This is the official challenge to Eric.
Okay, so he is willing to do that challenge. We have close-up pictures of him for you and everything. So we finally have the challenge. It took Bob years to get someone that was brave enough to do this. Finally, we have the person. So I would think that Bob would be very happy, right, Bob?
Yeah, because now I can actually make a private YouTube stream, show that video, and then turn around and show mine and prove, what I got to prove and win the challenge. And then I can invite just your special people in there to go watch it.
Interesting. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, and only the people I invite in would be allowed to watch it.
You going to charge admission?
Probably not this time around.
Okay. All right.
So what I'm wondering is, can you have videos like that and still be a children's book author? What do you think, Aaron?
I would say I would ask that question to basically every celebrity out there. Can they still do what they do with embarrassing content about them being available so readily on the internet? And I think the answer is yes. But
so we can.
But maybe not, it's not something that I would personally do, but,
right. Very few people would want to do that.
If there's something that you particularly enjoy that is going to maybe weird people out, maybe you should do it in private, not in front of a camera. So I think that's what needs to be said.
Right. So yeah, Eric, he has a lot of sides to him. And he's such a great guy. He has been after me for years now, and he sends me these videos every week. And one is more complex than the next. They get worse and worse, actually, or better and better, depending how you look at it. But yeah, he has so many sides to him. So you don't have to just be like a squeaky clean image, because you have a pretty squeaky clean image, I would say, right?
I would say for the most part, yes.
Yeah, but meanwhile, you were hanging out with my fiance, Andy. I have a video of that. Let me just play that video.
Hey, Mom, Andy Dick has something to say to you.
I love your son. He's awesome.
Mom, can you believe it? I'm meeting Andy Dick in person.
Believe in him.
Yeah, that's actually the first time we ever met.
And how did you meet Andy? How did you meet him?
Yeah, so Andy and I have been friends for a number of years now. We actually connected at the Cameo holiday party in Chicago, because I live in Chicago, and this was, Cameo is this, probably everyone in the audience knows Cameo is this shout out network where celebrities can list themselves, to get paid by fans for, shout outs or direct messages or business endorsements, whatever the case is. And it just so happens that Cameo started in Chicago. And so they just redid their office. So they invited all local celebrities in the Chicagoland area to come out and, have a drink, spend some time. And I saw that Andy was flying in from California at the time on his Instagram. And sure enough, he just showed up. And prior to this, he had read my book, Regulus, and, said so many great things about it. Him and I were talking over social media, but this was really the first time we ever met in person. So I think I had a few already by the time I came up to him, and I was actually very nervous to talk to him.
Really?
I was very nervous because I had seen him on, all these Comedy Central rows, all these movies. This is at the time, and I still feel this way. Big movie star, and this guy's, very well known and maybe not the most respected, but, I said, I have to meet him, at least once in person. And so I still remember going up to him, and he's like, "You're the rat guy." He's like, I know it. And he's like, "Come on, sit down." So him and I hung out for about 4 hours at this party, and it was just so great to get to know him a little bit more. And, we've talked ever since. So
That's awesome. Yeah, he's a good guy. He really is I'm engaged to him technically right now. yesterday was not a good day at all. You know, it's just so relationships are hard, right, Eric? Aren't relationships kind of difficult? I mean, it's just, ugh.
Yeah, I think it depends on the kind of relationship you're building, and if you set a goal like, you know, I want to have a child's movie, you know, and I want children to see a cartoon movie, it's a different goal than saying I want to own something like Universal, you know, or it's a different goal to say I want to have a #1 hit and be happy or pay my bills as a musician that pays their bills versus saying I want to be like Madonna. So yeah, I think it can be hard. I did not approve of Elisa playing that for anyone, and I want to give it some context. I think the context would be that couples get kinky with each other, you know, and there's this thing called the unknown, and then there's like unknown unknowns, things that jump out at you where you go, you know, I was in the middle of becoming like the next Madonna, and this thing jumped out at me. I had no idea what it was, but yeah, I don't really know a lot of stuff, but yeah, I mean, I also know that you know, it's awesome to be here on the show with you. And I did have a question for Aaron. Like, if I were to set out to publish a book, you know, because I have like 5 of them, and I know in sales a lot of times you just want to put something out there and get sales going. You know, you don't want to just like hang on to it while you're writing the sequels. If I were to set out on a goal of selling 10,000 novels, how would somebody like myself do that? You know.
You know, you'd be surprised by how much word of mouth marketing is involved when a book is initially released, and you can instantly turn around sales like that. Because there's the statistic, that I came across at one point where most self-published authors only sell about 500 copies of their book in their lifetime or in the lifetime of that book. And it's a very depressing statistic.
Really?
Because you don't know how many of these books are, Pulitzer Prize winners, could become movies, TV shows, you don't know. And so I try to communicate to a lot of authors that it's not only about the sales, it's actually just starting the groundwork and moving up from that point, because publishers and, people, or readers around the world, they like to see a track record. They like to see, that, you have done it once and you can do it again and again and again. And there's this consistency, right? And so, but in the world that we live in today, utilizing the internet, social media, every, digital avenue you can find is ultimately going to give you the strength to not only build yourself as the brand, but also to, create this culture, this phenomenon around something that you've created. And, you need to exploit every single aspect of it. And so I think there's a lot involved with actually reaching that goal, but it's not unrealistic. So because even in most traditional publishing deals, even a first run print will typically be around 10 to 15,000, I would say. So
10 to 15,000
yeah, and 10 to 15,000 units that are produced in the first run of printing, and then they'll distribute those. And if you get signed on with a traditional publisher, of course, but if you don't sell that print run within the first 90 days or a certain period of time that they set in the contract, the likelihood of you being renewed for another book or, getting picked up by another publisher, grows extremely slim. So, I will say that.
Yeah. Like I've heard, like in music, you can sign up for a record deal, but they don't really do much,
Right. And the problem is that a lot of, when you enter the traditional route, you take away that learning that the author should be doing, or, the learning that the creator should be doing, and understanding, okay, I wrote this book, but how is it being edited? How is it being published? Where is it being distributed? How do I market it? And it, understanding the full process from A to Z is important, because that enables you as the author to understand better what your audience wants, you know, compared to just depending on a room full of gray-haired men to do the job for you, you know? So, I mean, and I say it boldly like that, but it's true. I mean, because traditional publishing is still like that, you know? And that's why I really don't encourage people to submit their manuscript to 100 publishers and just wait on them for years. And I mean, that's time you could have, you know, used to self-publish and actually get it out there a lot sooner. So
yeah, and tell people about it, tell your friends about it, tell your family about it. I love your story, Aaron, because, you know, you actually, you know, negotiated with Amazon in the end. You were the producer on the project. You told them, hey, I think it should be more stop motion, and they loved it. And you like led the charge as well. But also you had something that you'd worked on for 3 years, your love child, and it must not have been easy, you know, to give it over to a team and trust them like that. How do you conquer those demons when it comes to, you know, trusting others to really, you know, you toss them the football and really drive it home?
Just 1 second, Eric. Hold on.
No, and I will never be able to even see any more texts because I don't have electricity. Baby, you gotta help me with this, like, for real.
How much do you need?
$650. Give it to him, and I'll pay you back $1,000. Please, like I'm spelling it out for you, plain and clear, and I'm not kidding. I'm always good with my word. I'll pay you back $1,000.
And who is this person?
The guy I broke his car window, and then I left my phone in his car stupidly, and he hijacked it. Please, baby, please.
So, Eric, the number one. Do you know what the number one problem in relationships is?
I promise you.
Is it?
And somebody else took my other 2 phones. Like I'm really at my wit's end.
I'm thinking it's probably getting the right wetsuits to go and learn how to go surfing together.
No, Eric, it is not.
Then you can build the right relationship. What is it?
The number one problem in relationships is finances.
Finances.
Okay.
I would say so. Not having a financial plan, you know.
Yeah, so if you're fighting about this early on, be very worried about your marriage. Smart Money says this argument can lead to divorce. Nearly half of Americans, 48%, who are married or living with their partner say they argue with the person over money, according to a survey of more than 1,000 people. Okay.
Wow.
So this is pretty crazy. So most of these fights are about spending habits, with 60% saying that the one person spends too much or the other one is too cheap. The remaining fights are pretty evenly split between someone being dishonest about money, okay, how to divide the bills, and other types of money fights, which could be anything from disagreements over forgetting to pay a bill to a couple's financial priorities in life. So these 2 studies show that this could lead to divorce. So already you can hear that Andy's asking me for $650 and $450 and $250 and all kinds of amounts. So, you know, this is a problem. So do you have any advice, you know, for us on how to handle our finances so this doesn't get in the way?
I don't really know. You know, I think it falls into the category of unknown unknowns, things that people pay billions of dollars to consulting firms to really get in there and figure out what it is. I can say in my own life, I have my friend Chris, who he was friends with my Uncle Dan before he died. They did karate together. He's a guitarist, but he runs a business brokerage, a sales team. And Chris makes probably, I don't know, $5 to $10 million a year. But he works with business owners to sell their businesses. So he's actually he's a kung fu master, but he's a financial planner for them for a long time before they decide to sell their businesses. And then he has to work with the buyer and their finances as well. And then he has to work with their attorneys as well. So he has like 6 or 7 people that he's working financially to actually.
Okay.
Never. I promise. You don't know. You know I already feel bad about you paying for everything. No, and you're not loaning it to me. You're just taking care of this bullshit so I can make money again. Like I'm really fucking my own career up. Oh, God. And I promise, and I promise, you're gonna get $1,000 cash.
Wow, Christine just offered to lend Andy the money. Christine, are you sure you want to do that? You're muted, Christine. Unmute.
Yeah, I'd loan him $650 for $1,000 in a heartbeat. I mean, I trust him.
Really?
Burn me. Yeah, well, burn me once, shame on him. Burn me twice, shame on me. I would only try it one time.
Wow, that's so generous of you. That is unbelievably generous of you. I cannot believe that you'd be willing to do that. Wow, you're a really good person.
Well, for Andy.
Christine. For Andy.
I try.
Wow. All right, I'll tell him. I'll tell him that you'll loan him the money. Wow, I can't. That just like blows me away. It's so crazy. You know, I feel so blessed in my life when I come across.
Well, if he pays me back $1,000 for $650, that's profit. I could use that.
All right. I'm gonna get in touch with him. If he's alive, I'll get in touch with him. Okay. Just one second. That's awesome, Eric. See, isn't this nice? Just showing that the world is a friendly place. Doesn't that make you happy? Oh, sorry, I muted you. Sorry. 1 second, Eric. 1 second.
Yeah, I actually donated $10 to Andy getting his lights back on already. So, you know, it would only be $640 from Christine, you know.
With the green gang, it's a mean thing. Got the block shot down like Yang. We strap, purple getting clapped. Green like the cash that we keep stacked. He's a killer, straight up killer. He green and he mean like a drunk caterpillar.
You like that, Eric?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So that's every time we get a donation of any kind. So Christine was nice enough to offer $650 to Andy, which, wow, that just like blows my mind. But it's amazing. So, okay, so let's see. So let's ask author Aaron Ozzie a couple more questions. Let's get White Kanye on. White Kanye, any questions for Aaron Ozzie here?
You know what? I'm really happy to hear your story out there. As a supervillain myself, I feel like I'm an author to my own life. I'm trying to, live my life to the fullest and have really the best life possible. And I think that's what you did. You know, you dug deep to really find your passion. So I guess really it's not even a question, but just an assumption. Is writing your passion?
I believe it has been. It's not even just a passion. I eventually at one point in my life, I still explain it to people this way to this day is, you know, writing is not just something that you learn how to do in order to truly be a writer. It's, you know, a gift that's bestowed to you from up above. You know, it's something that, you know, you're born with, just like how certain people, you know, become famous musicians or certain people become political figures. Like everyone has a destiny, you know, and writing is mine, you know, and it's really that simple. So.
That's awesome. You're on with Dave from the UK. Hey, Dave.
Hey, how you doing? Aaron, I think you're a really interesting guest, by the way. And you've got a very interesting story to tell. One thing I was thinking about was earlier on, Elisa, you were talking about how stressful it can be trying to manage the big personalities that are on the program and all of the things that go with that. And it's funny because when I look at the Discord, there's like one really nice message and then there's like 99 messages where everyone hates each other's guts and it's like WrestleMania. And and I was thinking it'd be real funny to do like a kind of Judge Judy thing, but like Judge Elisa, and you could get a robe and a wig and a hammer and everything, and you could get two people who've been fighting all the week on Discord and you can fix their problems for them, because it's real funny because like everyone came together because there was something in the program that they really liked and found fun and related to. But yeah, it kind of goes into like that, just gets forgotten about real quickly. And probably if you brought everyone together, most people in the world probably do like each other and get on with one another. you just kind of need a leader, and I guess you are the leader of Kermit and Friends.
The thing is, though, Dave, I don't really want to be the leader, like in Discord and all the fan clubs. So I was listening to Howard Stern the other day. He was talking about, I think he was talking about message boards and going into the message boards and reading what the fans wrote. And he was really frustrated, and you could tell he was upset. And I was thinking to myself, this billionaire is sitting in his mansion, with his maids around him and probably his butler, being upset by what people are saying in a stupid message board on the internet. I promised myself I would never be that person. I'm never going to be upset. I'm never going to go. If I get upset by anything, I'm walking away. Okay. So if I go into Discord and they're fighting about some nonsense or saying things about me that I don't like, I'll just leave it. I don't want to get too ingrained in that aspect, because I heard a very good quote the other day, Dave. The quote was, I think this was the quote. It was, to lead an orchestra, you have to have your back to the crowd.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So when I read that, it really made sense to me. Because if you listen to what everybody says, there's a million peanut galleries out there, right? And they all want to get to you, and they all want to say things. I mean, I've had people DM me to get rid of Corey, to get rid of T-Bob, to get rid of this one or that one. And I can never listen to get rid of Barry. Hold on one second. Kermit and Friends.
Hey, Elisa.
What's up?
Hey, you on air or are you end already?
I'm on air. What's up? It's Barry from Florida.
So it's Barry Mezzi. What's going on?
Well, I'm upset that you're not with Charmin and Dr. Roy right now. Why wouldn't you hang out with them? They're in Miami. They're right by you. Why aren't you with them partying and having fun?
Because I can't.
Why not?
I have to work, and there are certain other reasons behind that I won't get into publicly.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
I just logged into the StreamYard, and it wouldn't let me log on.
So the reason for that is we're full right now. So a lot of people can't get on it. Author Aaron Ozzie, people really want to talk to him, but unfortunately, we just don't have the room in here. But if you have a question for him, or if you have a question for me, I'd be happy to hear it. Or isn't there some problem with you and Bob?
Do you still have the second voicemail I left you the other night?
Just say it now. I know you have something to say about Bob. Just say it. What is it?
Okay. It's not about Bob. It's about you. Okay, the thing regarding Bob is being dealt with, okay? But Bob is a prick, okay, bottom line. He's a jealous, hating prick, okay? But you need to learn how to conduct yourself appropriately and professionally in a more better manner. And stop exploiting people with mental illness like Eric Riggs and others like Trumpster Bob and others, okay? You need to learn to stop exploiting people, Elisa, okay? Bottom line, you're playing everybody, okay? And we all know it. My friend knows it. He sees it right through your videos, right through the show. He's seen it, the segments. And he asked me, so she tells you that she loves you, and then she loves Indy Dick, and then she loves Quigley, and then she loves all these people, right? Which one is it? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, so you're like Eric Riggs, like you're exploiting everybody, you're leading everybody on with shit, okay? And then you play one person against another. It's like a never-ending back and forth fucking high school drama show again, okay? I'm 41 years old. I don't have time to go back to high school, Elisa, okay? I do this show out of courtesy. I'm going on the Donna Drake show most likely very shortly. I'm waiting. It's 80% certain, okay? May 17th, 80% certain. I got an email for that day. 80% certain. She's waiting to review my show, okay? Going on CBS, okay, in New York City, CBS, and worldwide on Footprint TV and Viewer TV in over 25 countries. I don't need high school drama. I'm lying. I don't need it. I don't need people that are going to create problems for me. They're going to create issues. I already have enough of that, okay? So that's all I wanted to say, okay? Grow up a little bit, learn how to conduct yourself a little bit better, and keep in touch, because you're a nice person to me, but I feel you exploit people with mental illness, bottom line. Okay? Thank you. That's it.
Aaron, do you have anything to promote?
Well, that's an odd transition from that call, but I never like to speak negatively towards women. I think that's wrong in the first place. But something like there's a time and a place for everything, I will say. But I know you got some interesting characters on here, but no worries. But no, I just want to say really. Thank you so much for having me on today, and really to, share more about, the core messages that are Regulus and, everything else that I'm kind of doing as an author, because it's important for me to, not just, yes, thank you. Please, everyone, go buy the book, go to aaronozy.com. There's the plug. And if anyone is an Amazon Prime lover, please go check out the movie. It's great. One thing I'll say is that the book is actually in the movie, so there's no voiceovers in the movie. It's all instrumental, and I did that for a very specific reason. So before each scene is actually played out in stop motion, the words from the book appear, so that way the parent has the ability to read the words to their children watching the movie, and the children get the chance to enjoy the scenes being acted out. So, and there's a lot of things that I did with the movie and with the book to be, friendly to all audiences. So, but I'm just very grateful that you and I connected, and I really do hope that I get a chance to be on again. And to everyone who has sat here patiently and listened to me, I know that it can be a little monotone to hear someone talk about their books and what they're doing creatively, because there's always that FOMO factor, like, oh man, I want to do that, or I want to achieve that sort of success. You all can. So, and I invite anyone to reach out to me personally, and I will try to give them the tools in order to get started. So, but thank you again, Elisa. I really appreciate it. And to everyone watching, thank you. Shout out to my fans worldwide. And, hopefully we speak again soon.
Awesome. I love him. Aaron, you're welcome here anytime. And now I'm going to bring on Christine to do a short prayer. Christine, you mentioned you wanted to do a prayer. I think it's a good time for a prayer. And then I want to get to my co-host, Sugar, even though her camera's not on. Sugar. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, you're next, Sugar. Okay, Christine, can you do a short prayer just for me?
Wow, I wasn't ready for this. Dear God, we just come to you together. And we know that when we're praying together, that you're with us. And we pray that all of us get over our fears, chase the truth. We know that each one of us are at different points in our journey, and we're going to disagree at times. But the further we get in the truth, the further we agree on your word. And please help us to overcome our fears, chase our goals, spread the word, bring heaven on earth in Jesus' name. And I pray for Elisa. I pray that she keeps continuing this process. She is a prime example of somebody who does not judge people. And that is exactly what you want us to be, is non-judgmental. And I thank you for Elisa and her show. And I pray for Andy. Andy has his struggles, and I see them, and I love him, and I pray that everything works out. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. I love you. You are fantastic. I'd love her to do a prayer every week. Sugar, it's been hard to find you today. Where are you?
Oh, I went outside today because it's pretty, and then I got involved in the chat. So what did Andy say to you? What?
Andy hates me right now. I'm hated by Andy. He likes Lucas better. He likes his butthole better than anything on me. So I'm in the doghouse right now, Sugar. We got into a big fight. He called me a big fat whore in the middle of the farmer's market at the Grove very embarrassing, actually. It was humiliating. But
well, how is this acceptable to you?
No, it's not acceptable. That's the thing, Sugar. I'm very torn right now because he has his.
What's there to be torn about? That is unacceptable.
Well, that's why I left.
I mean, I cut Andy a lot of slack. I love him. I want him around, but I can't have him because this is going to start affecting you emotionally. It's going to start affecting how you feel about yourself. This is causing trauma. And like, you know, we might think it's not. We tell ourselves all kinds of things, but every time he says this to you, it is causing you trauma. So it has to stop.
Yeah, I actually did feel trauma yesterday, to be honest with you.
When we were
in the Grove and I had two grown men calling me a big fat whore. And you know,
who was the other one?
This guy Lucas, his boyfriend. He has a boyfriend. And he's there and he's staring at me and they're all, you know, they're all jittery and they're screaming at me. And I saw children looking, I saw families looking. And that's something that it was humiliating. It was.
Of course. Okay, this stops. This has to stop now. This is going to hurt you. And and that's like bad for the people around too. Children shouldn't be hearing that. So this is being inflicted. So I'm sorry, but it sounds like as much as I love to keep him around, Reverend Andy has to go. Cannot be abusive in the Kermitarian church. He can come back when he behaves better. And I don't know, like all you other Kermitarians out there, if you want to weigh in, I say Reverend Andy has to go for serious abuse and causing trauma.
Yeah, I mean, I left. I was really proud of myself, Sugar. It was really weird. When I left, I was walking home and I was thinking, this is the right decision. This is the right decision going home. I didn't feel like I needed to stay to help him because usually when I get into a situation with him, I feel like I'm the one, you know, it's me. God gave me this opportunity. I looked at it as an opportunity for growth, right? So
one of the things that can go wrong when we're doing things like this is we start getting a Jesus complex and think that we can lay our hands on everyone and cure them, and we can't. That's something like we got to watch out for. Is like we have a couple of successes, we start doing well, and then it's like, oh, I want to heal people, and then no, like we're not capable of healing what's going on within. We can't do it.
I thought I was the one. It made a lot of sense to me because I did have room in my life for him because I wasn't dating anyone. I wasn't interested in anyone. There was no one that like I had a crush on or anything. And then he came into my life. He asked me to marry him. And I knew he needed a lot of help. So I saw it as something that was my mission. You know, I could move him in here. I could care for him. And I felt important. It made me feel important caring for him. It made me feel, you know, because I don't have any kids. I never really wanted kids, but I could see how it makes people feel very important and like they have a purpose. Because sometimes I question what my purpose is. And I have no idea what my purpose is. But then when Andy was in my life, I said to myself, okay, maybe my purpose is to save this guy. Maybe I can save him. I can do it. I have the capabilities. I'm pretty smart. I'm creative. I had these grandiose fantasies. I imagined us like on the cover of Forbes magazine, you know, having a shapewear line, having a cologne, a fragrance. I imagined us, you know, having a record out. You know, I imagined us having a single and you know all the creative things that I know how to do. Like I would just make him do it. He'd be in my apartment. I'd make him sing. I'd make him dance. I already submitted him for like so many TV shows. You know, I just figured, man, I know how to do this. Like this is in my wheelhouse. I could make him do this and he could get back on his feet and clean. And I don't know.
And then it makes us feel really, really good. And then, we get into this idea that that's our purpose and this is what we should be doing. And then we get trapped in it. And it's time to let him go.
Charmin, are you listening to what's going on over here?
Of course I am.
Okay.
Of course I am. And I understand the the savior complex to try to help somebody and try to save them. And I relate to all of it, right? I think a lot of us have been in that sort of situation. We want to help somebody. We want to take care of them. We want to make their life better. We see their potential. We see the opportunities that exist for them. And we just want the best for people. Like I have found myself in situations before where I just tried to help somebody. And nobody falls in love and gets into a relationship quicker than somebody who needs somewhere to live, right? And so I understand the desire to want to help Andy, but Andy's got to want to help himself too. He's in a really difficult situation. There's a lot more going on than any of us here on the show really understand. I have been single a long time. I intend to stay single for a long time too. I will not be spoken to just any kind of way by some man. Anytime they get aggressive or hostile with me, I move them out of my life because I can't have that energy around me. It ruins everything around me. It makes me sad. It makes me depressed. It makes me miserable. I don't want that. And it impacts my professional relationships, your morale, how productive you are. It impacts a lot of different things. I want nothing but the best for Andy. I'm pretty sure he saved my brother's life a couple weeks ago. I want to see people succeed, and I hope he's does very well. But I'm not going to listen to him talk to you poorly.
He's causing her trauma, and I don't think she necessarily knows how this piles up in your head and weighs on you. Hearing those words, it's not a small thing.
No, it is not a small thing. It's really significant. When somebody is emotionally abusive to you, when they're name calling you, when they're insulting you in any way that they can to try to elevate themselves for whatever reason, it's damaging to your person, to your mental health, and the show that you're doing here, you're trying to elevate people, you're trying to bring them together, you're trying to make everything a little bit better for everyone, and that's not the energy that's consistent with the Kermitarian Church. Right, I'm looking forward to blessings from Reverend Dick, but I don't want to be called the C word or listen to you be called fat, because I don't want to listen to what he's going to say about me. Right?
Yeah.
If you're fat, what's he going to say about me? I don't want to listen to that. We're all really particular about the way we're treated, and I don't think Andy really wants to be treated that way either. I certainly wouldn't treat him that way. I wouldn't treat Lucas that way. I think the way the Kermitarian Church is going to be the most successful is if we find ways to find common ground and elevate each other and make each other be better people.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. It's just, do we turn away people? I don't think so, but I just don't know.
No, I don't really want to turn him away.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, I want to find a way for him to
paradox.
Get on board and create buy-in, because I think that this is amazing.
Sugar, your audio, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so I don't want to turn him away, but I did feel myself last night being in pain and hurt by it. And I felt like, I would really, I had all these plans in my head. I said, I'm going to bring him to a car wash, put him through the car wash, because he would not use my shower or my bathtub. So he refused to use my shower or my bathtub. He said I was trying to kill him with soap.
You're going to pressure wash him?
Yeah, I was going to pressure wash him. Yeah, he didn't like my soap or my body wash or my shampoo. He doesn't like anything that's not like 100% natural. But I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
No, that doesn't make any sense. I don't, and I don't know if that has something to do with, I would suspect, if I were just going to go based on my own instincts with Andy, that there's a lot of trauma. There's a large backstory that a lot of us don't understand. I'm really excited to hear about his podcast and how he's reaching out to professionals to try to get to the root of whatever his issue is to heal it. I don't like to abandon people, because I feel like, we learn more from our mistakes than we do from our successes.
That's right.
I certainly have. I still think he has a great story and a great potential. And I love the Elisa and Andy dynamic. I think it's cute. I love the fact that you're like Lucy and he's your Desi, and there's so many opportunities. I can absolutely understand the grandiose fantasies about creating an empire and building something that you can truly be proud of, that leaves a mark that lasts longer than your life here. that's something I feel really passionate and powerful about. And I hope that that's something he wants to do. I hope he can be on board and be nice. I love to see him become the kind of man that helps other men man up. Women don't want to be talked to like that, right? We have to find ways to, and if we can get Andy on board, we can do something with all the men.
That's right, Elisa.
What do you think, Roy? Roy, what is your opinion on this?
So, I agree with Charmin. People need to be respected. You got to create boundaries with people because they can't just do that to you. And so, I always say, you ever grow up with a family that shouts, right? So you can follow it, so you can grow up and learn how to shout to people, or you can do the opposite. And so Andy has a decision to make, and you actually have a decision to make, where you can't be treated the way you are. You're his girl, and he's with someone else in front of you, and it's kind of disrespectful as well. For you.
How's that dynamic working? I don't.
It's horrible. It's the worst dynamic possible, you guys. It's literally the worst. But I always think this is in my life for a reason. I'm supposed to be helpful. I'm supposed to go over there, and I have to drag him out, whether he likes it or not, feed him, clothe him, get him on drugs, and I can do it. But I don't want to be talked to like that. I don't want to be disrespected. And if that's part of it, then I got to just let him go. But if I read that he's dead in a month,
you're going to be heartbroken, and you're going to feel like it was your fault because you didn't do enough to save him. That's the type of person I am. I see that in you so clearly, right? I don't want to walk away from him and have something bad happen to him because he's surrounded by dangerous people. But on the other hand, I don't want something bad happening to you either because he's surrounded by dangerous people. Like it's a self-preservation thing. We have to figure out where our boundaries are, what we're okay with. And we have to do whatever we can to be successful and be safe.
Yeah.
It's a scary time right now, and he has some questionable allegiances.
Yeah. Well, Alyssa, I want to say you're responsible for your happiness, and Andy's responsible for his own happiness. So when he says something like, you need to feed me, well, you know what? He's a grown man. He can feed himself, and you guys could also feed each other, So, but he can't rely on you to be this primary caretaker for him and, feed him and clothe him and pay for him as well. It's just, it's going to be unfair, and you're going to feel like you're the one going to feel gypped.
It's, everybody always says we're using each other, but I really do feel used right now. I do when I feel like he's so into this other guy, but I'm paying for dinner. I feel like I'm being used. I do feel that. And
you have two boyfriends, and are you having any enjoyment out of either one of them?
Andy, I do enjoy being with. I do enjoy being with him. You guys, are you guys going to be on our wrap-up show today?
I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do. My battery's draining quickly.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if we're going to make it to the wrap-up show.
What time's the wrap-up show?
It's very soon. What are you guys doing for the rest of the day in Miami? Any fun plans?
There's going to be some more alcohol. There's going to be some more beach and blue water because blue water is good for my soul. It is my favorite thing about coming down to South Florida.
We're healing. We're healing down here. We're doing business down here, and we're creating friendships. And I have a lot of friends and family here as well. So we're going to be, my brother is an executive chef at Daraku restaurants. So we'll probably go there. We'll probably go on Lincoln Road, go shopping a little, and then
awesome.
Hit the beach and stuff.
I love that. I'm so happy you guys are together. Just real quick, I just want to ask Lori something. Lori, I want to make sure you wrote down two things, okay?
Okay.
Did you write down about Barry's call? When Barry called in to say that I took advantage of mentally disabled people, I really want that to be a topic on your wrap-up show.
Yeah, I have that written down right here.
Okay. And then the other topic that I want you guys to discuss is, can you help somebody if somebody's on drugs or they're an alcoholic or they have some kind of addiction? Can any outside person help? Has anyone here been helped by an outside person, or does it have to come from within like everyone in the chat is saying? So
I have a lot of experience with this, but I have a lot of thoughts about this whole Andy situation.
Okay. So those two things are like my top things from today. And then also Aaron Ozzie, how he's succeeded in his career, and he has the animated film and everything. And I know people from the Kermitarian Church all are very, they have aspirations, they're driven, they're musicians, they're actors, they're authors, they're chefs like yourself, and, podcast hosts. So I think just talking about what everybody wants to do with their life, like my things are always changing. I always want to do something different, and I always get inspired by other people, even from Andy. I've been inspired. He's done so many fun things in his life. He was on Dancing with the Stars. He just did a million fun things, and that's always inspiring to me. And he actually has a podcast, a brand new podcast. Let's just take a look at this podcast Andy has, even through everything. Look what he's doing.
It's a 10-part series all about me. I talk to doctors, therapists, spiritual leaders, sexologists, life coaches, you name it. I'm just a guest on my own show. I was basically a full-blown hot mess when it all began. I resisted every step, every day, all the way, even after finding golf ball-sized holes in my brain. It's awkward, it's funny, it's serious, and of course, it's a little whoop-de-doo, just like me, okay? Everybody knows, well, they think they know what's best for me, and they're trying to help me get back on track. Good for them, and good luck. Get addicted to me, Andy Dick. ADICKTED. Out April 22nd on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
So that was Addicted, coming out soon. We have Jean here, who is Andy's house guest. Addicted is a podcast, April 27th. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you'd find a podcast. Andy, you want to tell us about your new show, buddy?
Oh, you're so sweet. How are you?
Good. It's so nice to see you. Thanks for joining us on Kermit and Friends.
You look so good.
Thanks.
I literally just woke up and I'm like, oh my God, I missed our show. But
it's okay.
So yeah, that other podcast I do, Addicted, I think there's 10 or 12 episodes. Every episode there's a different either therapist or a spiritual leader or nutritionist or even a friend. Every episode they try to get to the bottom and the root of whatever the hell is wrong with me. And it kind of worked. It was like having having a bunch of therapy, because each one was over an hour, with all these with specialists. One guy, I can't remember his name. I'm not very prepared to talk. It just came out, or it didn't even come out yet, did it?
I think it's April 27th. It'll be on Spotify. It'll be on Apple Podcasts. It will be on iTunes, anywhere where you get podcasts. That's where you can find. It's called Addicted. Mm-hmm. And it's with Andy Dick. And Andy Dick is going to be the only guest. So he's going to have people helping him. But is it pre-recorded, or are you doing it every week?
It's pre-recorded. We did them all. And
okay.
And then they're editing them now. But one time, so it's not unlike our show. It's really your show, this one that you're on. But what is that, a knife?
You know what that is.
Did you talk about that?
What do you mean?
No. I could be. You know what that is. Okay, but listen.
Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, it's my show, and one of them I didn't even go to, or what happened.
So these podcasts were shot, they're pre-recorded. So the whole purpose of the podcast was kind of like an intervention every week. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes. And
okay.
Well, like an intervention, but yeah.
Yeah. Andy.
Andy's muted for some reason. I wonder if Andy would take questions about his podcast. Eric, do you have a question for Andy about his new podcast, Addicted?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, what's your long-term goal? Are you going to start a new show like the Andy Dick Show again?
I would love to. And the interesting thing about that, can you pass me that coconut water? But I'm still in bed. Okay.
Yeah.
The Andy Dick Show, whenever your name is in the title
Mm-hmm.
of a show, you own it.
Yeah, I noticed that. I saw you and Tom Green together jumping on tables.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, that was a good episode.
Oh, yeah.
He was on a couple times. I had everybody on there. I had Outcast. I had all the guys from Jackass.
Hey, Andy, you know how you asked me for $650?
Yeah.
Well, I got somebody to give it to you. Her name's Christine. Christine, tell Andy what you told me.
She's muted.
Unmute yourself, Chris.
You're muted, baby. You're muted.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, baby.
How are you?
Good. Are you serious about this?
Well, yeah. Hell, who would pass up a $650 for $1,000?
Wait. So I don't get it.
So she's gonna give you $650, and then you're gonna pay her back $1,000.
Well, wait, I didn't come
Yeah.
that plan.
Hey, but guess what? The extra money will go to help the homeless.
Oh, well, it's gonna be me in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it will be. If you keep going the way you're going, bro.
You're a bitch.
Yes, I am.
No, she's
Yes,
not.
I am.
You're not. No, you're not.
Really not. She's so sweet. She offered to give you the $650. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It was so nice. Christine. Thank you so much.
Andy, I gotta tell you, I gotta say this. I have to take this opportunity. I spent 20 years in the military. I suffered from what Earth labels as PTSD. Earth will label it, put a lot of labels on things, but we know it's the devil coming after us. And it was I don't know, a year or two ago. I was in my addiction to suicide moment. I hope it's okay to talk about this, but
it is.
I reached out to Andy on Cameo. I just felt the connection. His struggles were similar to mine, and
oh, I remember you. There you are. I never saw you.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I've just never met you.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I know. This is our first time meeting, actually. Like, not meeting, but
yeah.
Anyways, you were instrumental in saving my life in that moment, and so it's priceless to me.
I love you.
I love you.
Well, that's cool.
Wow, Andy, look at how many lives you've touched. And that's not all. That's not all, my friend. Look who else we have.
That's not all I've touched.
All right, let's get some more positivity for Andy so he feels good and happy. White Kanye, you're on with Andy. Any like nice words for him or any $650 you could give him?
No, I don't have $650 for you, but how you doing, Andy? It's been a while.
It has been. Look at you.
I know. I even got a new mask.
Yeah.
I know. You remember the old one?
Look at my girl.
Your hair looks great.
Well, she dyed it when I was in the bath.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it looks good. You don't need to fuck with it. How's my hair look?
It's similar. We're both Pepe Le Pew.
I know, dude. I know. We got to hang out again, have some good times like last time. Just don't fuck up my floor this time. You scratched the fuck out of my floor while I was reading you a comic book with that one guy named the Jeweler. I don't remember him. He was a good guy.
Oh wait, his name was the Jeweler.
I thought so. Yeah, he had all the jewelry on. He had the gun. He drove my Tesla to my place, and me and you were in the back.
Do you live in LA, White Kanye?
Yeah, downtown LA.
Oh, yeah, I did. I still have that loft. Wait, are you talking about Rico?
Yeah, probably. I just call him the Jeweler.
Yeah, he was a jeweler. He made grills.
I don't know what that situation is.
Where did he go?
He's right here.
I'm back.
You don't know what happened? Oh no!
I took you back home. It was a good night.
Oh no! You don't know what happened. We were in my art gallery. This is about a year ago, I think, right?
Yep.
We were me and my girlfriend at the time were sleeping on a mattress in my art gallery, and he came in the middle of the night. I'm just going to get to it. Long story short, you mentioned the gun. He shot himself. He shot his head off right in front of us.
Whoa. Damn.
Oh God.
Damn, that's some horrible news to feel. Wow, that's horrible.
Bad.
Yeah, wow.
And immediately my girl at the time, I've never seen her since. And
wow.
And he was
Andy, your audio is really bad. While he's fixing his audio, let's just hear a poem from Eric Riggs. Eric, what is your poem, sweetheart?
Oh, okay. It goes like this. It's addressed to it's called Mendy Cunin, Where Is My Money? Mendy's father is the head of Chabad, was the head of Chabad for the entire West Coast. So the Rebbe, you can think of the Rebbe as like the 4-star general for Jews in finance, or just Jews in general. You know, it's the mind connecting us, is the tzaddik of our era. And he lives on, but the child of the West Coast is the Cunins. And so I wrote this poem. It's called Mendy Cunin, Where Is My Money? It goes like this. Where is my money? Is it in Elisa's sexy red lingerie, or the touch of her fingers, or the touch of my fingers on her underpants when she's sitting on my lap? Is it in her masquerade ball, or in my balls when they touch her labia majora, a scarlet letter with the last laugh? When I was hired with Elisa, I took the context of 26 Jews for granted. Her heartbeat is a new point of view. Elisa Schwartz, sex with you is like horseradish. I made call after call after call moving money so we could start our own company. I asked for $10 million, and you stole the spotlight right out from under me. Mendy Cunin, where is my money? Where is my money? Where is my money? Is it in Elisa's smile, or the sound of her holding on for dear life with Eric as her hubby while they listen to their music on the radio in the car? Or is it in Elisa's courage, or the feeling of holding hands with her walking down the aisle together at a good Jewish wedding on the beach under the stars? When I was hired on by David, I took his wisdom to heart. I would walk Elisa home in the evenings. That's how I got my start. I made call after call after call, moving money so we can start our own company. I asked for $10 million, and you stole the spotlight right out from under me. Mendy Cunin, where is my money? Where is my money? Simon and Lucas can attest to this. When you close a piece of real estate for a client, it tends to pay a commission. My mentor, Joseph, who I met at Santa Monica College, gets paid $50,000 an hour to do these kinds of missions. My old mentor, Zach, who also has his own Learjet, said, at some point you got to draw the line in the sand, gentlemen. Elisa's vagina is my saving grace, an all-expense-paid vacation, surfing on the waves. We want Mashiach now, is what they all say. When Simon gave me the promotion, he said, anyone who breaks my record on the phone gets my Rolex. You paid Simon $52 million that year to start the conversation. Mendy Cunin, where is my money? I'll tell you where it is. It's in being able to see my family in person and tell them that I have a solid career, I'm making a phenomenal living, and I have an amazing woman in my life, and we love each other. Mr. Cunin, is that too much to ask for? David, if you're watching this, I'd like to ask you for my job back so we can hit the phones and crush it. Craig, if you're watching this, I'd like to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage. And Elisa, if you are watching this, I'd like to ask you what you think of this poem. And I'd also like to ask you for your address so I can send you the lingerie I got over to you, and ask you if you could send me a sexy picture back. David, if hired back, I promise to study Cardone regularly and become a master closer and do Alicia's show every Sunday. What do you say?
I say no. She's my fiance.
Hi, Andy. So I think there's karma at play. People have an energy field. Like when you get around a woman, I have a friend who's a woman, and we're kind of dating, but when we're together, there's this energy field, you know, like when you're around a woman. So I think there's karma to play, you know, in the energy field. You know, sometimes things don't get calibrated the right way. But I would say with Andy, you know, to really understand his energy field and how the karma is flowing, you know, so it can start flowing his way. I would just say that, you know, with a woman like Elisa, there's a lot of karma at play. You know, if you come near her, she might like that, but there's still energy moving through the environment, and the energy itself could backfire on you. I've had that happen before in my life, a lot of times, where I say, why did it explode in my face? And there was something in the karma, there was something in the cause and effect that I didn't understand, a law that I thought was cute and funny that I broke in the Torah. And it just, I thought God would joke around, or kid, and he just sent the angel of death right after me, you know. And so that's what this poem's kind of about. You know, I shouldn't have taken the contacts for 26 Jews that are meeting in a minyan and texting them all the time while I'm on the phone and asking them for $10 million. But I did it because I thought it was funny. I thought it was cute. But, you know, I also had to pay the price. And so I hope that's also good wisdom for you, Andy. I know that you're way ahead of me. You're a superstar, you know, everyone in Hollywood. But still, someone has to do the work. You know, it's like you can have all the drawings for the building, but someone has to actually work it too. Someone has to do the promotion at the clubs. Someone has to talk to the bouncers. Someone has to make sure that if there are bar fights, that people don't get the wrong idea. You know, and you're also older, you know, and you might not be the same agile person as before. I think it's better to work as a team than to be at each other's throats. But I also know that, you know, women have their own vibe, their own energy field. I have no idea if I got close to Elisa, if it would be inviting at all. You know, I don't, you know, but I do know that I cannot get anywhere near her when there are other people involved. That would be not wise for me as a Jedi to say, hey, you know, there's dangerous people around Andy. Let me get near Andy, you know. No, it's like when the dangerous people figure out their own thing that makes them money and figure out their own game, you know, then that makes sense. You know what I'm saying, Andy?
Yes, I do. And
Yeah.
don't say I'm way ahead of you. It sounds like you're way ahead of the game.
You know, I did a deal, you know, with the devil. The devil, yeah. But it went well. So yeah, we were way ahead of the game.
No, you didn't do a deal with the devil. Have I met you before?
Not in person.
Why would you say? Why was this poem? It had a couple times you mentioned Elisa's vagina. What now? One of your ex-boyfriends, Elisa?
He's a friend. He's a friend from my old job. We used to work very close to each other in the office, and we just kept in touch. I always thought he'd be good on Kermit and Friends, and I was right.
Yeah. So
as close as your vagina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the other side of it, Andy. Is, you know, if I hadn't been chased out of town and I'd stayed at that company and I'd made my million, like Derek or Kyle, who are young entrepreneurs, and they're there making $1 million per year, right? So if I stayed there and they hadn't become polarized, so that the polarity hadn't switched when the deal went down and a new economy has dropped off, then we wouldn't be involved in kind of a little bit of a Roswell cleanup at the same time. And I would have been there, and I would have made what Kyle was making, maybe $1 million, what Elisa was making, like $1 million. And it's sort of like in the karma, when the karma is inflowing, it's like, would Elisa and I, like, what if they had just played ball, right? What if people hadn't gotten so crazy? But I think it has to do a lot with like a woman's energy field, like her energy field is inviting certain things inside into her field, to come see this angel. And then, on some other level, something else is going on. But I think that's what's really going on with Andy is that, the chi isn't flowing, the way you want it to be. And we have billionaire hedge fund founders in that same building watching this right now. And we want to get it flowing for you, Andy.
I love you. Hey,
yeah.
A question with what you said earlier. Yeah. What you said you got run out of town. How? What happened?
Oh, so when the deal went down, all of the polarities flipped. So everything just got turned upside down.
Do you think it was because of jealousy? Because that's a big one I have to deal with.
Jealousy, yes. Anybody in their right mind would want to be there at ground zero.
So I'll tell you what happened. I want to tell you what happened from my point of view. Okay, so Eric, when I first saw Eric, he was so special to me.
Can I stop you? How many times did you guys have sex?
No times.
0. Yeah. So
don't write a poem about her vagina.
Anyway. Or how many times did somebody lick Elisa's lollipop while we were engaged? Like 15 times, 20 times.
Everybody stop. Everybody stop.
No. Wait. Did you look at what Barry said? You exploit people with mental illness, Elisa. I see it all day, especially Eric, me, and Bob. Barry's saying that. Do you see that? Wait a minute. Everybody stop. Okay, what were you saying, baby? Sorry.
All I was saying was when I met Eric, there's something I liked about him, right? It was that he was not afraid to be himself. He was 100% himself all the time. And in an office environment, in an environment where everybody's trying to be cool and flashy and arrogant as hell, Eric was extremely, he was refreshing to me. That's why I liked him so much. That's why I admire Eric. And that's why he's a huge star in Kermit and Friends. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hi, Lisa. It's Barry.
Hey, Barry. What's up?
You didn't believe me.
Hey, so you're on delay, huh?
What's going on?
What's going on? Oh, now I'm picking up the phone on YouTube. It's on a delay. So basically, I see you exploit people with mental illness all day, including me, Eric Riggs, Trumpster Bob, numerous others, okay? Basically, I explained this before earlier. You need to learn how to act in certain situations, Elisa, okay? You take advantage of people by honeypotting them. You do a lot of shit, okay? I said it earlier what I had to say, and I left it actually for you in a voicemail, okay? So if you play that voicemail on air from the second voicemail I left you the other night, then you can play it on air, and you can pretty much get the idea and the drift of what I'm saying. You see, Elisa, I'm not the kind of guy. Put it this way. I don't like laundering my business in public. I'm like Bon Jovi, okay? Do you know why Alec John Such was kicked out of the band of Bon Jovi? Because he laundered his business in public regarding the band, okay? I don't launder my business in public. You want to stay in circles? You want to stay within communities? I don't like to launder my business in public. I don't like to make it that way. But you leave me no choice because I see you consistently exploit Eric Riggs' schizophrenia, okay, on the show. Okay? Yeah, you do. You explain Eric Rick's schizophrenia. He said all this crazy shit in the show consistently. Oh, I see Andy Dick shaking his head. But Andy Dick also has mental illness. You know that, right, Andy Dick?
I'm saying.
Because, you know why? Because you're a recovering drug addict. That's why. People that are recovering drug addicts are mentally ill.
Yeah, so Barry,
is a mental illness.
All right, he's responding to. He's responding to. Hold on. Do you want Eric to respond? Do you want Eric to respond, Barry?
So the caveat is that everything that I went through is like mapped out in the Talmud. So when it comes to rebuilding the Holy Temple, we need you to rebuild the Holy Temple right now, right? So this is going to go down right now, right? So I need you talking to our hedge fund manager who's meeting literally with the Secretary of the Treasury, and he says, I need you to go think about this right now. So a lot of times in our life, we tend to think of things like, you have to write the book, right? And then once you finish writing the book, then you have the book in front of you. But sometimes, apparently, the way it works in economics, I was watching a program on the History Channel about it, how gunpowder was discovered, how the katana came into being. If you study how the katana came into being, it was the same thing. So the katana was the economy in Japan, or Greek fire. So there are situations in the world, apparently, where there's like a nexus. And this is what I talked about with my venture capitalists for 3 years in Phoenix. This celestial nexus, you're sort of moving through a location, a spot, and at some point it literally...
I just want to respond to Barry's comments just quickly. So Barry says that I'm taking advantage of mentally disabled people, all right? I don't believe that. So to me, if somebody's mentally disabled, I like them more than a mentally abled person. I like that person more. I like people that are mentally disabled. I feel like
you're marrying one.
So that should show how much I'm pro mentally disabled people. So what Barry's saying, I don't agree with. That's fine if other people think that I'm doing that. That's fine. You're going to think what you want to think or where you come from, right? So where you come from in your life and your experiences, that's how you're going to judge me based on, right? But the way I'm coming from is I saw Eric in my office. I thought he was really special. And he was writing songs and he was doing poetry. Nobody else was doing that. And nobody else was sharing their poetry with me. And nobody else was being so interesting. So I find Eric and Andy and Barry and T-Bob and all the other people that you guys don't like here, I like them more than a person that is a normal, snobby, arrogant person. I would rather the opposite. I'd rather somebody that is exactly who they are, 100% who they are with flaws, okay? Because if we all act how we truly are, we're all a little mentally disabled. Come on. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. I hope you all discuss this on the wrap-up show. Tony Rica, you're a Kermit and Friends regular now. How do you feel about that? Do you have fans that are mentally disabled?
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? Everything is there's nothing wrong with how people are or anything. I mean, why you're not exploiting anything here. I mean, you're actually a really wonderful person, and everyone coming on here, I see they have opinions on things. It's actually just a very an open forum that you have, and you're allowing people to, be themselves. That's what you want. So,
yes.
And really, I mean, yeah, absolutely. There are many fans out there. Actually, it took me a while to come on here today. There was a fan I had to talk to. It was really it was very touching, and that's something not to go into. But really, it's just when someone's reaching out to you and if you could be there for them, I think that's just that's priceless, and it tells what you do, with what you're doing here, and I'm glad to be part of it too. It just really it's kind of it's wonderful to see, because and when you use the word refreshing, that's exactly what this is. It's refreshing to see what you're doing. and I applaud you for that big time. And get the years with that.
Thanks. Yeah, I just you kind of have to take the criticism. That's something that's always it's challenging to take the criticism. There's a lot of criticism. The more people watch, the more criticism you get. And that's just part of it. And, this guy, Danny, he wrote to me today that he apologized for, criticizing me. I said, Danny, I've been going through this for 20 years. Like 20 years, I have experience of being criticized, like from when I was in my band to when I was on the radio to I was doing this. If you do anything that has any sort of platform, you're going to be criticized no matter what you're doing. So you just have to be used to it. You have to get used to it. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever 100% be used to that. But I mean, even in your personal life, Andy called me a dumb fat whore yesterday in the farmer's market.
All right, how did you feel? How did you feel?
I didn't feel good, Tony. I didn't feel good.
Okay, you didn't feel good. I mean, but does Andy? I mean, well, does Andy do this often, or is it once in a while?
No,
once a week.
All right, so he threw something at you like that once in a while. I mean, yeah, it's hurtful, right? So you feel hurtful from that. You get hurt from that. Does he apologize after, or do you get any of that?
He forgot to apologize this time, right, Andy?
I'm sorry.
For what?
I was being funny because you're obviously not a dumb fat whore. You're far from it. You're an angel, and I tell everybody that.
But why did you call me a dumb fat whore in front of the whole farmer's market? It was really embarrassing.
Well, it wasn't. What do you mean? I wasn't on stage in front of the whole. You're out of your mind. That part is true. You're out of. That was what I was going to say to Eric. Is that you are just as crazy as everybody that you put on your show. And
why am I crazy? I was normal. Ask Jean. Is Jean next to you right now?
Why are you crazy? I wouldn't know why. Did your parents screw you up?
But what did I do to you to warrant you saying that to me?
You didn't do anything to me. You're just crazy. And I don't know why you're crazy. It must have been your upbringing. People don't even know how to speak. Why am I crazy? I don't know why. You can figure that out. But you're crazy. Shit, think about that one. See, I love it.
Maybe you're not as nice as I thought you were. You were nicer before.
Okay.
Are you getting worse?
By the second. I'm getting worse by the second.
Oh God. This is not good. I thought it was gonna be fun. Like I was fantasizing about us, going to the beach and going out to eat and doing fun things together. And you've been mean recently. I hate that mean side. The mean side's really bad.
Well, I'm sorry, baby. But have you talked to Lucas?
No, I never want to talk to Lucas for the rest of my life. I never want to see him again. He brings out a really bad side of you, a horrible side of you. He was encouraging you, and he was saying that he slept with me, and that's a lie. And he was saying that I was with him. That's a lie. He's never been here. In fact, I told my doorman that he's not allowed in, and I showed him a picture of him, so he can't even get on the property.
Let's change the topic. I really am sorry. You know how much I love you. And there's this great book called I think it's called Embrace Your Shadow. Embrace the Shadow.
No, I don't think you should do that.
No, you have to. Because that's one thing about you is that you can't walk around, float around like some kind of angel martyr. Because you're not. Okay? Nobody is. Everybody has a dark side. And you have to embrace it. And, be good with both. Because there's a
No. I don't want you going darker. I want you being lighter.
Trust me. I was just telling somebody last night, I'm like, you think things are crazy now? They were they were crazier when I was 6. Okay, now I'm 55. Baby, anyways, where are we going to go out to eat tonight? There's my baby.
Oh, see, I like that smile. I do like that smile. That's a very nice smile. All right, I guess I could take you somewhere, but Lucas can't come. Okay.
No. It's no, that's bad. And don't even talk about him anymore. I don't know.
Okay, it's just you, me, and Gene. If you bring a person, it's Gene, no one else. Okay.
Wait, Gene is here and he's getting his music ready to play. Yes.
Oh, good, Gene. Gene, you promise that it'll just be us 3?
I promise, just us 3.
Yeah, and he's gonna. I'm taking you out through Gene.
All right.
But can he play one of his what track?
Of course. So Gene is in a band. Gene, what's the name of your band?
It's called Gene Wilder's Vacation.
Gene Wilder's Vacation. He has a band, and he's staying with Andy. He's from New Jersey, and the reason why he's staying with Andy right now is because Andy's playing the kazoo on his next album.
Slide whistle.
Oh, sorry, the slide whistle. Sorry about that.
Similar instruments because a kid could play them.
We got a bunch of toys last night.
He bought
toys and
Yeah, Gene is so nice. So Gene flew here from New Jersey, and he took me and Andy shopping at the toy store, and he took us out to a great lunch, and he was so generous, and we just really appreciate people like Gene. So we're looking for more friends like Gene that are really nice. So if you're nice like Gene, hit me up. If you're like the other guy, Lucas, do not hit me up. I just want to stay with safe people that are kind. So that's what we're looking for right now. Like my friend Elaine, my friend Michelle, like Jean here. Like we're trying to change Andy's crowd of people.
Thank you, Elisa. I very much appreciate that. We got our box of toys right over here. Our bag of toys. Oh wait,
it's from Kip's
Toyland. It's a really famous toy store that's in the Grove, and we went there yesterday, and it was fun up until I got called a dumb fat slut bitch.
Right.
But
stop saying that. I was making a joke.
So where's that music? Because we're gonna end soon, Gene.
All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna play it right now.
Andy, is this you have to connect your Bluetooth, dude.
Okay, while you're working on that, I'm just gonna talk to this guy, Jimmy Rizzo, just really quick. Just let me know when you're ready, Gene. Jimmy Rizzo, how are you?
Yeah, hello there, Elise. I'm just thinking, I know this guy, and everybody used to feel sorry for him.
Who?
He's a bit like a Hollywood sort of actor, like he came up to England a long time ago and that, and he was like a Hollywood actor in the 90s and 2000s, but he thinks, like today, he's a little bit washed up and he thinks that he's going to get employment somewhere, when he's not. He asks ladies.
Are you talking about Andy?
He's nasty to women. He likes to grow up women. He asks ladies for money all the time. And really, people shouldn't feel sorry for people like that, And what Barry said on the show this evening was rather bad. I didn't agree with that. But listen, Elise, don't feel sorry for somebody because there's lots of people in the world you actually can't feel sorry for. People need to help themselves. You can see that person is an alcoholic. He needs help. He doesn't need you to act his mother. He needs help, professional help. And lots of people can't see that. Now, he's washed up. He's a has-been. And he's just going down the wrong rabbit hole with you. And unfortunately, it's going to end up in a bad place. And I would dare to suggest that he will be the downfall of your show.
Wow. I don't really agree with that. But Jay Nihilus, do you have any thoughts on what Jimmy Rizzo from Scotland just said?
Unfortunately, he's going to fuck goats.
Jay Nihilus, any thoughts?
I wasn't paying on about Anderson. I had a real bad week. I think I serenaded somebody's suicide a few days
You're
ago.
very scratchy right now. You're very scratchy. I don't know why.
Well, I'm really high. I'm really, really high. I've been up for a few days. I just got on here because I haven't talked to any people for a while, and I don't know. I wanted to know there's an outside world.
Yeah, there's an outside world.
Yeah, no.
Jay Nilis, are you going to be contributing to the wrap-up show hosted by Lori Bolton? Because Lori Bolton is writing notes. I gave her 2 notes to write. I thought it was important to talk about Barry's call and exploitation of mentally disabled people. And then also, can someone truly help? Can someone truly help someone that is struggling from an addiction? That was the other really important thing that I thought was meaningful to me. Because sometimes you feel like you're not. Wait, who is this?
What?
This third guy.
Oh, hey, how's it going? I was just coming on to ask a question to Mr. Dick.
What's your question?
Well, he's not here, so why would I ask the question?
All right, what a dick. Okay, so you
So fuck that.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with people like assholes anymore. Like I'm just done. I have such a low threshold for it, Jay Nilis. I mean, I don't smoke, but I can see why people do, because it's just very important to deal with good, nice, kind people like this guy Gene. Gene, you ready with your music, sweetheart?
This song is called Prurient Vacation.
Great.
Face, sit on my face or relax, sit on my face or relax, sit on my face or relax, sit on my face. Don't go chasing waterfalls, exotic or arrived, our legs unfold. Don't go chasing waterfalls, euphoria where you don't go chasing waterfalls, the sense is about to let you close. Don't go chasing waterfalls, euphoria will let you
Oh, they left us alone here. What's up, Andy? Andy. 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 Andy.
What the heck?
He was playing this.
Look at him.
How ironic is that now, ladies and gentlemen? Where did EJ go? Did she leave us stuck here?
I'm right here, John. Or Joni. I'm right here. We're about to go to our wrap-up show, but let's just take 2 questions from T-Bob, and then we're going to go to our wrap-up show with Lori. T-Bob, what are your questions, sweetheart?
Okay, I got 2 good questions for you.
All right, sounds good.
But they're both 2-part questions, so it's kind of like, it's not really fair because I'm asking really 4 questions.
All right, go ahead.
First of all, you got such beautiful eyes. Like you got the most beautiful eyes in the world. And your hair is so beautiful too. And for all the dummies out there, I got a news flash for you. She's not wearing those clip-ins in her hair. And you notice because she flips her hair back sometimes. There's a lot of people saying she got fake hair. She uses clip-ons and all this.
Nope. This isn't real hair. This is
Exactly. Thank you. But they don't notice the little thing. They don't notice the little thing.
Thank you. It's true.
Now, hold on, Andy. I want to take up for you while I ask those questions, but I would like to hear her answer the question.
Yeah.
What products do you use in your hair and around your eyes?
Well, that's a great question, Bob, because Andy hates the products that I use. In fact, he called my bathtub a death trap. Right, Andy?
Yep, because it is. It is. I showed you articles about, all the ingredients in every Pantene shampoo or this conditioner or this body wash. It's just all pure crap.
Andy does got a good point. And Andy is legitimately, I think, worried about losing his, gusto. You know what I mean? Because a lot of those products do cause men to have a certain amount of limpness to it. So Andy, he's a smart guy on that end, much smarter than these other people who are just totally bashing him every time. And as far as him, whether he should be a part of your show or not, he makes the show. What are you talking about?
I agree.
Oh, my baby. I can't wait to see you. When is this show over so I can see you?
It's over very soon. We're about to have a wrap-up show.
Thank you, sir.
That was so nice. That's T-Bob. That's Trumpster Bob. Trumpster Bob, what's your second question before we end, sweetheart?
Hi, T-Bob.
My next question is, would you send me a plane ticket so I could come put a pin in your buttocks and then auction it off for you? Oh, and I also want to do an auction for Eric's pin because everybody's asking how much for the pin.
What is that? What does that
I
mean?
love that, Bob. That's a great question. And we will try to get an auction started for the pen that Eric stuck up his butt earlier.
What? What are you talking about? What is this?
So Eric sent me a video of himself sticking a pen up his butt, and I played it, and he was really upset. But that's okay because we're letting people do what they want here. We want people to be themselves. We don't want to hold anybody back from what they want to do. Okay. And
I don't want to pen up my butt. So we're not going to buy him a plane ticket to put a pen or a pin. What?
A pen, just a pen.
I don't care what it is. I don't want it up my butt.
Okay. So let's just talk to Lori real quick. Lori, your wrap-up show's coming up. I think you're hosting the only wrap-up show for Kermit and Friends because Corey quit and T-Bob, I don't know if he's doing one, but I want to be very encouraging to Lori's wrap-up show. Lori, where can people find your wrap-up show for Kermit and Friends? How can they get on the show if they want to?
I am streaming on my channel Owl Sparks, Luna Sparks, Kermitarian Cooking, Twitter Live, and my Twitch channel Wolfie6. I've posted my StreamYard link in the chat. I've also posted it in Discord.
Okay, great. So follow Lori. Oh, here's Corey is here with his stupid show, but don't watch that because it's an anti-Kermitarian show. So don't watch any anti-Kermitarian shows. Just be pro-Kermitarian. And by the way, just because you call yourself anti-Kermitarian, you're still Kermitarian because you're with all the Kermit people. So if you're with all the Kermit people, you're still Kermitarian. Sorry, Corey. I just want to say that. Yes. All right. So Lori, you're streaming from a lot of different places. Good for you. And, we want to keep Kermit and Friends going all week. I have such a vision for what I want this to be. I want it to be a community of love. So, we're supporting Lori and her father, Joni. We're supporting, the White Kanye, the COO T-Bob, Dave Robinson, Eric Riggs, Christine, who's going to give Andy $650. Christine, reach out to me so I can tell you how to do that. Jay Nihilus, Jello, all the people here. We're here to support each other, okay? And that's what it's about. So Lori, she wrote notes. What are your other notes for the wrap-up show, Lori? Anything else?
I wrote a little bit about your poem, the way Andy was treating you, my dad's drag performance, White Kanye. I wrote about Trumpster Bob. I wrote about Eric being horny. There's a lot of notes about Aaron and his wisdom, and Yeah.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, and I just want this to branch off into topics about the people here, because Kermit and Friends, in my opinion, is about the people. It's not just about me or Andy or Sugar or any of the main people here, but it's about the whole community. So if you can just get something from, wait, is Gene trying on heels right now, Andy?
He is not gay, but he wears dress. He likes to have sex with girls while he wears a dress. And
I'm not gay either.
yeah, isn't it weird? And then
this is not a life. I'm not going to change myself to be like this all the time, dude. Miss EJ.
Oh, okay. Because John Bolton here is Joni Bolton now. So we want to celebrate.
For the show.
And Joni looks great. And so does Gene. So Gene likes to wear heels while having sex with women. And I just want to say to Gene, I hope you wear heels tonight when we go to Spago, because that would be fun.
Oh, right.
And I want everyone here to do exactly what you love to do. And you shouldn't care what anyone else says about it. Okay? You should not care, because people will say things about you. Okay? People will say things about you all the time, no matter what you choose to do, especially if you're 100% authentic, okay? So if you're just 100%, Nikki, you could call in. I'll give you my number now. Nikki doesn't like something about me. I forgot what, I think it's this shirt. I don't really like this shirt that much either. But anyway, if you're 100% yourself, people are going to go against you. If you're quiet, I used to be very quiet and afraid to say anything, okay? And I was extremely shy. And that just wasn't who I am. When I got older, then all of a sudden I felt more free. I think it was when I joined the Howard Stern show. I felt more free because I really understood the humor there. And when I started to feel more free, then people would come against me from what I had to say. And that's just going to happen, guys. That's just going to happen. So as a Kermitarian, and everybody here is a Kermitarian, especially Gene here, and, Joni Bolton and Lori and White Kanye. Look at what Kanye does. I mean, I love this guy. So everybody, White Kanye, I mean, you dress like this all the time, right?
All the time.
And what
sleep with women in the mask. It's great.
Yeah. And what inspired you to do that?
Well, I always thought of myself as a good person, but everyone always misunderstood me and basically painted me as a supervillain. So I just said, fuck it. I'll show people a real supervillain. And I've always wanted to take over the world since a kid, too. So really just goes hand in hand.
I love that. I love that. I love that so much. I can't even tell you. So, okay, there's a third wrap-up show from this guy, Kenneth, the Satanic Dog. Okay, so there's a guy named Kenneth. Lori, why don't you just invite him to your wrap-up show? I don't understand that. So Lori, do you know who Kenneth, the Satanic Dog is?
I have no idea who that is, and I don't know why other people feel like they need to have. Maybe everybody should just have their own wrap-up show. I mean, just spread the audience out.
Okay, I mean,
he is very cute.
Yeah, he is. He's really cute. He's really nice too. He's so nice. I wish he lived here. Yeah, he's so cute and nice. Okay, so I would say to consolidate the wrap-up shows, but listen, do whatever you want. I don't care. Do whatever you want. I just want you to enjoy yourself. And that's the whole purpose of this. Corey's having a show. That Satanic Dog's having a wrap-up show. I think Chumpster Bob having a wrap-up show. But Lori's the main wrap-up show because she's the one that's here taking notes and everything. Okay? So, Lori, can you get with the Jay Nihilist and Chris Christine and Eric Riggs and the White Kanye and, all these people?
I sent Eric a link privately. I've posted the join link in the private chat here, too.
Okay, great. Okay, perfect. So you're reaching out to people. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hello.
Hello, Kermit and Friends.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, is this Nikki?
Yeah.
What's up, Nikki?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to just back on the comment. I just didn't like the shirt you wore today.
Okay, what's your problem with it?
The print, especially the green inside of the leopard print. I actually like Joni's leopard print better.
Okay, so you don't like my shirt today and that bothered you enough to make a comment about it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you join the wrap-up show and I hope you enjoy that better. Hopefully people will be wearing better shirts, right, Andy? You think they'll be wearing better shirts on the wrap-up show?
You could wear a hefty bag and you would look gorgeous. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't. That's so stupid.
Well, listen, we can just not listen to comments like that because we have. See, you're gonna get comments like that, people. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, can I talk about that? Because I've been doing this for like 40 years, my career. And you said, oh, you're just going to have to take it and take it. No, you don't. I don't even, can I say the F word?
Yeah, sure.
I don't the fuck listen to people. I just don't even listen. I don't watch your show. I'm not going to watch this.
I know.
And I'm barely looking at what they're writing now, because who cares? Because most people suck.
Andy's right. Gene agrees. Most people suck.
I agree too. Most people do suck, but you know, you don't have to listen to them, and you can actually learn from them. So Nikki just called me to talk about my, blouse in a negative way. And that's fine, but it teaches me something. I never want to be that person. I never want to be that person that tries to make people feel bad. I want to be the person that makes people feel good. That's the kind of person I want to be. On the show, off the show, wherever I go, I'm making people happy, and that's it.
Elisa, you make us all feel very happy. You're very good at doing that.
Thanks, Gene. Aw, see? This is nice. Okay, now I'm feeling better about Andy again, now that Gene's around. All right, good. Thanks, Gene. You really need to stay in town.
I really am sorry about.
Which thing?
Oh my God, how many are there? All of them.
I forgive you. I still love you, Andy, and I still want to marry you.
I have cold feet.
You've cold feet.
Yeah. So look what Gene bought me at the toy store. Gumby.
Gene is very generous. He really is. Generous Gene.
Yes. The chattering teeth.
Chattering teeth.
How fun is that? Oh, Gene, you're really just doing nice things for people. Christine, I just really want to tell you, thank you so much for your prayer today.
Thank you. It's fun. It's a wonderful toy.
And I love Christine, and I love Gene, and everybody that's kind to us here. We want to be in the spirit of giving. We want to be kind, and we don't want to put people down. So even if you don't like someone's shirt or how they look or their toys or their hats or anything about them, you just want to show love to people, okay? You want to be like Christine. You want to be like myself. I'm somebody that would allow anyone on the show, obviously, right? So isn't that a nice way to be? Let everyone in on your show. Let everyone in your life and be kind to them and see what happens. I guarantee you it's going to end in a good way. Right, Andy?
I love you so much. This is why I love you so much. Yes, right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're always right, by the way.
Thank you.
And whatever girl wants, girl gets.
All right. That sounds pretty good. Okay. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching. And Kermit and friends, I'm going to leave you with a very beautiful video from my co-host Sugar. I hope you enjoy all of our wrap-up shows today. There's going to be at least 12 of them, I think. And get involved. Get involved in the Kermitarian community. Send me an email. Send me a tweet. If you want to come into the Kermit and Friends Discord server, everybody's there, okay? So if you all join together and make friends, I mean, you saw Dr. Roy and Charmin today. They were partying in Miami. Don't you want to be part of that group? I do. I want to be partying in Miami with my Kermitarians, and I can't think of anything else that I would rather do. Enjoy this video from Sugar. Let me see where it is. Hold on, I got to find it. It is called End Sugar. Okay, so this is a video that Sugar made. Sugar is my co-host here. She's extremely talented. She does cartoons. I'm getting a call. Kermit and friends. Kermit and friends.
Yeah, I'd like to know if the people you sold gold at for 500% markup, did you make them feel better? And will you have to testify in court in like 6 months? Or you Boston exempt you from the client litigation?
Okay, here's Sugar's video. I'm ignoring all haters. Here it is.
I love to write songs and make music. And my magical progeny helped me make.
Hey, Nikki. Hey, Nikki, that's not true because you're like a crackhead, right? So just stop. Everybody just stop. Everyone stop being haters here. It's really annoying. I don't like it when people do that. Just be supportive of each other. That's what I want. So I'm going to ban you like forever for the rest of your life if you post negative comments about me or other people here because I'm so done with you. Did you see that, Andy? Did you see what that girl Nikki just wrote about me?
Baby.
What?
Don't engage. That was my point earlier. Don't engage those people. If they even start to go negative, done. And I block people every day. Baby, don't do it. I won't let. I swear to God, has anybody done anything bad towards you while I was there? No, because I'll knock their block off. Their motherfucking block off.
All right. Sorry for calling you a crackhead. You're probably not a crackhead. You're probably a little less.
Don't even. Oh, but if you do, you're right. That's how you do it.
Okay. I'm sorry for calling you that. You're probably a nice person inside, but this is not what the Kermitarian church is. I can't stand when people do that. It's like so horrible because I'm just trying to put on a good show here, showing my friend Sugar's artwork, and people have to ruin it for me. So stop ruining it for me and just be nicer. Just try to be nicer.
Oh,
What?
she just was. Did you see that? She just
Yeah,
said.
she just was.
See?
Okay, I smoke weed, Elisa. I'm sorry I don't go on your show. That's okay. Okay, what?
Sugar, not vinegar. You attract more flies. Wait, why would you want to attract flies?
Okay. I'm really sorry. I see. I didn't want to stoop to that level. I really feel embarrassed about that. But please just don't insult me when I'm trying to have a good show here. And if you do, I'm just going to ignore you for now on. All right. So please enjoy Sugar's beautiful creative work that I just love. And I will never call anybody any mean names again because I am trying to be a better person. Okay. So we're going to talk about that on the wrap up show. Lori, on the wrap up show, can you please insert this, that we're trying to be better people and not stoop to people's level that are insulting to us? Because that's just so hard. And I just don't
block
like
people.
That.
I just block people.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to just block people. And when people say stuff like that to me, it's just so annoying. And like, it irks me. And sometimes I have to turn, not your wrap up show, because your wrap up show is awesome, but some wrap up shows I have to turn off because they're just so negative. So, here's another wrap up show host calling me. Kermit and Friends.
Hey, Elisa, you said it was your dream that everyone have a wrap-up show. Did you change your mind about that?
No, it is. I'm really happy that you're having a wrap-up show, Tall, Dark, and a Handful. I'm
just doing like a very short recap. So.
What are your notes? What are your notes?
Watch Lori's show as well.
Okay. Wait, Tall, Dark. What are your notes?
I wrote about 3 pages of notes. So.
Can you just read me some?
Check it out. You're welcome. If you want to troll me.
Tall. Read some of your notes. So people know what to look forward to.
Let's see. Elisa's story to women, benefits of dating a drug addicted guy who wears dirty clothes and has an entourage of hangers on. Bill Soto came to talk about a summer party at the beach.
Good.
It's about 10 minutes if anybody wants to check it out.
And then are you going to join?
The show was excellent last week.
Well, why don't you join Lori's show too? And why don't you simulcast?
She'll let me on.
She'll let you on. You're a very good Kermitarian. I really appreciate you. You're a good person. You really are. And I appreciate you. And don't care. I don't think you should care if you have 1 view or 5,000 views. It doesn't matter. You're putting good energy into the world, Tall. Do you know that? Do you realize that?
Thank you.
You really are. So it does not matter the views. It does not matter. Please remember that. It doesn't matter if Lori has a big show and you have a small show. That's just where you're starting right now. Everyone started there. Everyone. Lori started there. I'm sure she didn't have any viewers at first. I certainly started there. I didn't have any viewers at first. So that's where everybody starts. So that's why everybody that has a wrap-up show or anybody that's doing anything creative through Kermit and Friends, I'm going to support them because I love when people get inspired to do things because that's my favorite state of being is being inspired. So the fact that you're doing that inspires me, Tall. And I want you to do it however you have the most fun.
Yeah, I'm just going to do
that's
the
it.
show, and then if people want to watch the replay, I know Lori's show is a lot more popular, and she puts a lot more effort into the graphics and everything. So that's my plan.
Okay.
Look for the replay on KAF Discord, and you can tweet Elisa to get on there.
Okay. All right, great. So in the Kermit and Friends Discord, my pleasure. Okay, so that was Tall, Dark, and a Handful. Really nice guy, awesome guy, also doing a wrap-up show. And just remember this, everybody starts at the bottom, right? Everybody does. So this guy, Tall, Dark, and a Handful, he was inspired to do a wrap-up show. That is great to me. I don't care how many people watch it. I just care that he was inspired enough watching Kermit and Friends that he wanted to do a wrap-up show. That's awesome. And I hope he joins Lori and all the people, even Nikki. Nikki, I hope you do a wrap-up show. I would promote it. How's that? Even though you say that you could do better than me, show me. I want to see it. If you think you could do better than me at whatever you think, please do it. I'll tweet it for you and you'll be awesome. Okay? No one's a crackhead here. Everyone's very healthy, including Nikki. She looks like she has a lot of great meals and that she exercises at least once a week or something because, I'm going to be nice to these people no matter what they say to me, no matter how they insult me or no matter how, what they say about my show or they can do better or they can do this or they can do that. You know what? Show me. I'll help you. I'll help you. Nikki, if you need my help, I'm here for you because I'm here for everyone in the Kermitarian Church. Okay? Have a great day and great week, and I'll see you next time on Kermit and Friends.
I love to write songs and make music, and my magical progeny helped me make that happen.
But the only place we can rehearse is in Moji's room, because it's the only room in the condo that's in another dimension.
There's a poster in there. It won't come down. I mean, I love these guys. I really do. But they are the biggest goddamn smartasses. And their drummer and our drummer don't get along at all.
This is my baby, Lizzie, the lizard princess. Isn't she adorable?
I know, like Wingo.
Then leave him alone.
All I said was, you'll never be a great drummer like me when all you do all day is watch the Flintstones and pee in your pants.
She's 3 years old.
You're a yabba-dabba douchebag.
Baby, we don't say douchebag.
Mommy say douchebag.
It's true. You do say douchebag. Hey, you called me a douchebag just this morning.
That's because you are a douchebag.
I'm the best drummer in the world, you know. Best drummer in the world. I should say he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles. She's flown off again. The child's out of control. Free as a bird.
God damn it, Lizzie! You fly back down here right now.
You should speak to her dad.
Oh, fuck you, John. You know I have no idea who that is.
We call it the inaccurate conception. Yeah. Yeah!
No, we don't call it that.
Oh, you should then. Actually, it's quite accurate. Play us a song then.
That's all right, but it's not as good
It's
as
not
us.
that bad, but it's not
Nowhere
as good as
near
us.
as good as us. Most certainly not as good as us.
Well, of course it's not as good as you. You're the fucking Beatles. It's never gonna be as good as you.
Fuck the Beatles.
Sweetie, we don't say fuck the Beatles. So this is my world, and you're always welcome here. The Lizard Queen loves you.
Mind yourself, wingspan, go veggie.